Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try to run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. I want to welcome all of you to today's edition of another episode of our report. Ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to be talking about this Cameroonian Jezebelle that sent two snow kings to Valhalla. And I have a great video here that helped us, pretty much what we're going to be looking for here. But before I get into that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to, dress this up to help some of the people who, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is about people, because you see, if I say, oh, blacks or Africans, people get sensitive. They get really sensitive. But the honest truth is, the reality is, humans are going to be humans. And sometimes when you are put in a place, which by the way, people put themselves in those positions where everything about your life is dictated by other people, it makes life hard. And what this story is going to show you is sometimes it's good to let things go. You guys know very well, I come here and you see my American flag behind me, right? And I talk about how, oh, I am American. You guys know this, but you also know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't know it, then you are a straight up idiot. Yes, I am an American on paper, naturalized citizen, not the same as people who were born and raised here generations after generations. You see, we have plans, we have ambitions. But you see, when you take your eye off that plan and that ambition, you start allowing the environment you find yourself in to dictate what your plans should be. You would find yourself in these situations that I'm about to speak of. I have seen people from other countries, African countries, other cultures. But there is something about the foreign black woman, whether they are from the Caribbean or Africa, the quote unquote educated ones. They tend to believe they have conquered and become part of the system, a system that they did not create. They see these slogans on television, where they talk about equality. They say now, you know, hey, we are breaking the glass ceiling. They said the educated black woman is now at the top of her game. They show commercials of, very masculine black women, who chopped off their hair. Some say they are lesbians, others say, we are educated, we are waiting for the right man. In fact, they look down on, you know, especially black men. They like to tout their certificates, their degrees, but yet you find yourself in a system that was already created. These systems are already created. So you have to come in and play ball according to the rules of the game. Yeah, if you don't, you have to exit either by hook or by crook. You would have to exit. But exiting for some reason is not in the nature of Jezebels. They always want to prove a point, and their point is always destructive. I have seen as of late. In fact, I was thinking, I said, would they eventually put the Jezebels, in the list of the most dangerous terrorists in America? As of late, how many shootings have you seen different Jezebels have committed in America? How many? And they are all quote unquote so-called educated. You see, back in the days when I first came to America, the African women, the Caribbean women, the immigrants, they were very humble, very humble. I'm not saying allow people to walk all over you, but you see, when you fool yourself thinking that, oh, I have a master's degree, now, I have reached the upper echelon. You are lonely by yourself with your cat or your dog. I've even seen many of these educated Jezebels now. You know, um, I didn't used to see Africans partake in this, but now you see them own cats and dogs. They also. So that tells you, man, the people, they are stressed out. Seriously. Look, a lot of these people you see, you know, living a certain lifestyle. I mean, these women, they are working, 50, 60, 80 hours non-stop, gotta pay this student loan, and on top of that, being an immigrant woman. Her family is not around, far away. So eventually, I mean, things are gonna set in. Eventually, it wouldn't even take much to throw her off the deep end. So those of you that are in Africa or outside of the United States, kick back and and hear me out. Let me describe how things are here in America. For the people who think that they can change the rules, they can change the rules to fit them exactly. Hey, I'm not saying you can't do it, but you would have to create your own establishment. This is the God truth. This woman in this story, it says she, filed, you know, talking about work discrimination. I'm very familiar with this. I have filed that before. You see, I have fought this type of battle before. But you see, I'm the type, right? You know, I always know when to let things go. I always know this. See, if I lay low, that doesn't mean that I'm a coward or I'm afraid. I have laid low many times, but I'm coming back. And I'm coming back for everything that they said I couldn't have. I'm coming for everything, and I'm taking it all back. But you see, for me to think that way, I had to step back outside of the box and regroup, get my plans together. Because you see, sometimes some people, your entitlement, it clouds your thinking. That's what has happened to many of these educated Jezebels. That's what had happened because of the things that they say, oh, you are entitled to this. And they call it education. Most of these people, I can't really say they are educated. You are just trained to do a certain job. This is why when they try to boot these Jezebels out, they would rather take everybody out than just exit. Since when did you hear African women, no matter how Jezebelian they are, they would fight so hard over some job and shoot people over it? They would just say, look, those people are disturbing me over there. I would find another job. That's the African thing. That's what I know many to do. But I don't care what the situation is. However much energy you want to put into things that somebody else set up, you can put that much energy into yourself if you truly believe you are that good. Because you shouldn't treat the company like it's your father's property. It doesn't matter how, some of you are just, it's like you could be the best worker in that company, right? You can work 20, 30 years, whatever. They wouldn't need you. You would retire. Your child cannot inherit your position. This is what you have to think about. You have to be logical. You have to be logical. But you see, when you isolate yourself completely, this is why, please make sure you like and share this video, because I think if the Jezebels are aware of the Afridamus report, a lot of these things can be avoided. They would be avoided. But don't worry. I have a video here that they did a great job breaking this down. It's going to give us the background about this Cameroonian Jezebel that I'm talking about. And there's one trait that I have noticed with this Jezebel. Those of you that are familiar with my channel and familiar with certain Cameroonians, you would see the same trait here in this video. So I'm going to play my copyright disclaimer before we get into the video here. Let's go. So, before we start, we got to ask the question, why? Why is this happening? In fact, have a special music for that. Here we go. Exactly. Why? You will know. You would ask yourself why after you hear this story. So here we go. I got this from a very, somebody did a great job on this video. So I'm also gonna let you guys hear and give my commentary as we go. Here we go.
Well, Courtney, Tom, the taxi driver told me he didn't think too much of it at first. He's given rides to her in the past, and they're both from the same company, or country, I should say. But that cab ride turned out to be instrumental in leading up to her arrest.
Actually, when I was going to pick her up, I saw the police and the fire department, and I was able to pick up in front of all these people.
The checker cab driver says he's given Raisa Kenye rides before.
I didn't have no idea. I didn't even suspect anything. Again, because I picked her up before. It was not some random person that I picked up for the first time.
She then told him to take her to the airport. Then he got a phone call from the checker cab dispatch.
I had called every single driver that we had that was in the Atlanta area and asked them if they had a passenger in their car, if it was a female.
Dispatcher Lauren Hewitt says he was the only one in the whole city at that moment who did.
There's a point in time where the dispatcher, cab dispatcher called me, and they say, I heard in the background, it's not her. The police say it's not her.
Then the dispatcher called back with the police on the other line. The driver then asked,
Guys, doesn't this Cameroonian guy sound like one of the callers here? Oh, there we go. Someone said, KBM said he sounds like one of the callers. Yeah, if this is Kifaru, please call. I don't think it's him because we've seen his picture before. But one of the callers, if you're the cab driver, do not hide this story. Make sure you call the show and let us know. But maybe all these people sound alike for the most part, to be quite honest.
the suspect.
Do you have any problem with anyone? Huh? Okay. Do you? What happened? I said, listen. All the phone call I'm receiving is about you. You know, do you have any? Do you have a problem with somebody? Did you do anything? And she told me no. She said you're safe. You're safe. You said don't worry. You're safe.
The cab, which has a GPS tracker in it, is.
You know, some of you like to laugh when some of these, African Jezebels threaten you, talking about they're gonna come find you. Well, you see, they do follow up. So you guys better be careful. Remember, there is a couple of them in these YouTube streets that like to threaten people. So, they are this crazy. So, like, you can thank me later for bringing this story. Yeah, this is no joke, guys. It's no joke.
It's how we believe police found her. The video shows her pay and climb out of the cab at the terminal, where police later catch up with her.
I will get my birthday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
A taxi cab driver picked up a woman in midtown Atlanta. A lot of police in the area because at the same time that he was picking her up, you had reports going out across the city and the news quickly spreading on social media of a mass shooter on the loose in the area. 3 men had been shot at the time at skyscrapers, and multiple law enforcement agencies worked together to hunt the suspect down. But little did the cab driver know, he was picking up the person that everyone was looking for. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. And if you're new to the channel, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you. Raisa Kenye was born in Cameroon. She immigrated to the United States.
So that's Kenya, the Jezebel that we are talking about here today. So she's from Cameroon, okay? And I'm telling you, this woman right here, she's got those crazy looks. She got the crazy eye. And you guys are going to find out pretty soon that she doesn't only have the crazy eyes. In fact, she sounds crazy. And her action obviously prove that she's crazy. But I want you guys to listen, objectively. Because some people like to make these stories about me. This is not about me. I'm not the one that went out, deleting white people, sending them to Valhalla. So I'm just here to bring the story. This is what blows my mind, especially some of you that come to my comment section and say, Afridamus, couldn't you talk about such and such and such? Look, there are other channels who are already doing that. Okay? If this is what you've observed, if it's so important to you, you can just go, start your own channel and talk about it. This is what I want to talk about. I'm not forcing anyone to watch it. These are the things that I want to talk about. And there are people who are interested in hearing me talk about these things. Because people act like I'm the only one that is seeing these things. I'm the only one that is thinking these things. But you see, these are the people that they know they are the ones that I'm talking about. They feel exposed. So therefore, they want to attack me. This show is called the Afridamus Report. I mean, that's what I'm doing over here. I report, the news, analyze it. I talk about all the different things you hear that I talk about here. It's not that I'm just thinking, saying, you know what, this is how I think and this is the truth. No. I bring videos just like this video that I'm analyzing here, and I analyze them. So if you're upset at that, there's something wrong with you, not me. There's a Muslim guy who made up to part 7 video. Thank you, KBM, for sending his video to me. He is very upset about me talking about the Muslim heaven and stuff. My thing is, look, I'm not here to tell you what you don't already know. But if you're upset at me, that means you are not so sure about the things you believe in. That's why you're mad at me. I'm not the problem. When I call the Jezebelle, I refer to the Jezebelle as the Jezebelle. They're like, oh, Afridamus, that's harsh. And it's usually another Jezebel telling me I shouldn't be pointing out the Jezebels, because they know at some point, I will be talking about them as well. It's not about the individual. It's about what people can learn from. That's what you must understand. So let's continue with this woman here.
States where she attended Georgia State University, obtaining a degree from their business school in 2010 in accounting and finance. After a couple of years of interning and gaining experience, she earned her master's degree in 2013 in information systems audit and control. Reza started one of those internships in October 2011 with BDO USA, where she worked for about 6 to 7 months. BDO, a global accounting network, they deliver assurance, tax, and financial advisory services. She ended up gaining more experience as an IT audit manager, and then connected with the company once again 7 years later when she accepted a job with BDO as an IT audit manager in August of 2019. 2 years.
So she's very, as you can see, the woman is very educated, right? So for her to achieve, this degree, this position, let's be real. It means, she's focused. She's a hard worker. She's very dedicated to, her craft. You see, in life, if you tell me what you want in life, I can tell you what you need to do to get that which you want. So this woman figured it out, right? She figures out this is what I want, and she worked hard to get there. But now let's see how she responds to adversity. Because people, you tend to forget that, you think it's just a straight shot. things are not gonna get hard. It will be hard, in other ways. People like to say, I have arrived. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? There is no such thing as I have arrived. If you climb and reach one level, know that you have to, once you overcome that, prepare to climb to another level again. Each level brings new devils. But at some point, people, they break down. They cannot overcome all the devils in all the different levels. You see, she spent her time in the books. You see, you have to also have common intelligence, street smarts, understand your environment. Because you see, school doesn't teach you about how to take care of yourself spiritually, psychologically, how to overcome adversity. School doesn't teach you that. See, most people think after once they leave school, they just put the books down. That's the end. Self education is the best education. School cannot teach you about yourself. You can have those degrees, you can have all these titles, you can gather all of them. But guess what? If you don't know who you are, you don't understand yourself, your resilience level is low, you are going to end up just like this woman here. You're about to find out in a minute. Yeah, she might have all the degrees, just like many of the Jezebels that are watching or that will come and watch. Please do not take it that I'm trying to insult. I do not insult. I do not believe in insulting. But trust me, I know a Jezebel when I see one, and I call it for what it is. I'm just trying to help to exercise the Jezebels, because this program here, this show, will help you see everything that I've always been talking about. You guys remember anger? Anger. When you are angry, it blinds you to reality. You're about to see that here in a minute.
Years after she accepted that position, she was promoted as an experienced IT audit manager in August 2021. Then just a couple of months after her promotion at BDO, she left the company in November 2021. She was experiencing legal troubles with the company after becoming a whistleblower and accusing people at the company of fraud. While going through those legal battles, she ended up starting her own company in May 22, while also opening up about her ongoing battle with former employer BDO.
A lot of twists and turns tonight, so speculation on how the alleged shooter knew the victims are circling right now. Tonight, investigator Rebecca Lindstrom found some court filings that may offer some clues here.
So guys, did you hear that? So she became a whistleblower. You see, when you hear about all this whistleblowing thing, look, the honest truth is a whistleblower mostly is just a disgruntled worker, aka hater. You see, because they've been working there all this time now, all of a sudden they became righteous. Oh, I'm gonna blow the whistle. Whistleblower, aka in the streets they call it snitch. You cannot trust them. Because you see, it's like somebody being part of your organization. The moment they get angry, they've been playing the same ball. Now, all of a sudden, oh, you are fraud. And a lot of these Jezebels, they do stuff like this. This is why, I tell people, look, be careful who you bring around you. Be careful. Because all these whistleblowing things you hear, I'm not saying all of them are just angry, disgruntled one, but for the most part, that's what it is. Okay, I'm going to show them. This woman went and started her own company, which I commend her for. And that's what she should have done exactly. Because remember, in the beginning, I said, if you come in a system that was created by other people, this has nothing to do with, being a snowman, or, you know, a black man or China man, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just human nature. When people create their system, they want you to play by their rules. Because if you don't, they can kick you out. But you see, these people, they have something where they have these discrimination laws that they have on these companies. So these laws favor, minority groups, blacks and others, right? But think about it. These people, the companies, they also know how to get around it, because it's all a game. It's all a game. Because, I mean, let's be frank, honestly, like in this life, what you call success, it varies. It depends on who you ask, right? Someone can tell you that I have double masters in this and this, but you're working in an environment like this where you are not happy. The people there are not happy to see you. It's like you jumping through hoops. You have to do snitching. Oh, I mean, come on, people. That is not success. That is stressful. Because the reason why you face that much stress is because the system you found yourself in wasn't created by you. It wasn't created by you. And you don't want to play ball, because some people, especially if they're above you, they try to use the rules against you. I'm very much aware. I'm not saying this woman is totally crazy. I'm sure something happened. I mean, she took it too far for sure, but something happened where, they played around. But when she started her own company, she should have put all her energy into her company and move on. And move on. Go get more power and leverage on her side. And if she ever decides to come back and handle this battle, she can do it in a civilized manner. She doesn't have to publish it. See, when you fight your battles while angry, you will be the loser. Even if it started out that, you had the right, the people wronged you. Once you allow your anger to rule over, that is the end for you, because you start making irrational decisions. This woman couldn't let it go. That's why I'm saying sometimes you have to learn to let things go. See, everywhere I've ever worked, when I go to work, the people there, the only relationship I have with them is work. After, when I leave there, I don't think about the people. I don't think about anything about the work. I have had at my job where I used to work before, they would try to bring drama my way. But you see, I'm there. I know it's a give and take. I've learned so much. I make people look bad, because wherever I work, I don't do it on purpose. I am always the hardest worker, the hardest working person. I'm not trying to impress anyone, but here's the thing. You could be 7 foot tall, you could be born with silver spoon, your daddy can be the head of the company whatsoever, but you cannot outwork me. That much I know. Anything that I do and focus on, you cannot outwork me. So my skills always speak for themselves. You see, when you try to hate on me on jobs, like I've noticed the jobs I've been in, The people, they cannot hate on me fully because they need my skills. I come there, I learn everything and become super competent at it. So you need me. You can't do it without me. So it's like the hate is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So you have to trust yourself that way. You see? You have to trust yourself that way. So the woman trusts herself enough to start her own company. That means she has the confidence. But now let's find out if she sticks with it.
As her own attorney, filing hundreds of court documents the past 2 years, seeking justice against claims of harassment and fraud. And today, we read all of them. By the time police arrested her, court records claim she was fighting to stop foreclosure on property in Douglasville, get her power turned back on. And while she did have her condo, as of May, she said she had less than $3,000 to her name and no income. She blames these problems on two groups: BDO, the accounting firm where she worked as an IT audit manager until last November, and the property management company for 1280 West Peachtree, where she lived. Let's start with BDO. Kinney claims she found repeated evidence that audits were not being performed correctly. She claims she told her boss, Wesley Freeman, one of the men killed in the shooting. Kenny says the company ignored her concerns, and when she refused to drop it, started harassing her. That's where the property management company comes in. She alleges they allowed someone to use a copy of her key to her condo to break in, steal things, and intimidate her.
Look, to me, that's delusional talk. Imagine, these condos, right? Do you know how serious that would be if they pull this off? I'm not saying it's way too far-fetched, but they have a lot more to lose just for her. And what she doesn't realize, in court cases, the person doesn't need to steal your evidence. You cannot, when you sue somebody, you would have to show them the evidence before the court case. That's just normal procedure. So this is what I'm talking about. When people become so angry, they become blinded by their own delusion. I believe at some point, because some of the things they're describing here, this woman became delusional at some point. You see, when you're too stressed and you end up finding yourself in conflict, some of you probably would be familiar with what I'm saying here. Every little thing throws you off the deep end. And she was probably way in her thoughts, and you start believing your own imagination, saying, maybe these people broke in, or maybe it sounds like she might have staged it herself, thinking, like that's gonna mean anything. Let me tell you, these huge condos where she lives, those huge condos, I mean, like, you could sue them for millions of dollars if they do something like that. Seriously. But I think this woman, became so stressed. I mean, people, you have no idea. Imagine she's there by herself. Her family, nobody is there. She's single. She's just working nonstop. And now she did this whistleblowing because obviously, like I said, disgruntled, right? The moment she look, this is for anyone. You start feeling stressed. You start having this type of thoughts about being a whistleblower and all. I'm telling you, that's time for you to exit. Because let's be real, and let's just be honest, logically. If you become a whistleblower at your company, you report them. Whether it's true or not, but you're going to bring investigation on them. Do you think things are gonna go smooth from that point on? Let's just be real. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. So I'm pretty sure after that, they came after her. And I mean, on top of all that work, her personal life, I mean, she was under a lot of stress. I can tell. She's under a lot of stress. And that stress drove her off the deep end. You're about to see here. And in fact, you're going to hear herself talking because she recorded stuff and posted them.
Other person killed was Michael Shinners, who worked as the general manager for that condo association. Kinney did report these alleged break-ins to police. She states in her lawsuit that an officer was sent out to review security footage and dust for fingerprints. She lists 3 incidents in her lawsuit from last year, but it wasn't until a week ago that she started posting her allegations and frustrations on LinkedIn.
Someone broke into my home, right? They opened the safe, they broke the safe, opened the safe, took evidence that I had in my safe.
Kinney has been trying for a while to get someone to listen to her claims. She actually reached out to us in April. She claims her phone and computer were hacked and that she was isolated from her family who live outside of the country. In her court filing, she says several times that she feared for her life.
After starting her own company in 2022, Kenya Corp, Reza went on LinkedIn to trash her former employer. Speaking on her
Bingo. You see, that's why I said she's caught up in her own mind. You see, she's making allegations that, oh, they hacked her, separated her from her family. No, this is what I'm saying about these educated Jezebels. Trust me, people, I'm speaking from experience. I have seen some of them. I even know some of them, that, I've talked to them. I know one from Uganda. This, she has cats. She told me, she's like, oh yeah, I'm getting my cat and I'm gonna be a cat mom and a dog mom. I was like, wow. I was like, and I asked her, I said, what happened? Like, what happened to your life? What happened to your dreams? Here's my thing. For me personally, I would say this to every African. I know sometimes I joke about a bunch of other stuff. Oh, some of the things I talk about, these are things that I have seen and I'm enacting people's thinking to you. And for me, there's nothing that ever changed, my root. I'm steadfast on my culture, my ambition, and the way I see the world. I don't go seeking spiritual guidance from people that are foreign to me. School cannot give that to you. But you see, when you come to the white man's land and you get out of your element, now I'm not saying the white man's land is bad, but all of a sudden you think because you've been in the white man's country for so long, now you are one of the white men. You are the one that's always giving up your culture to try to take other people's culture. Eventually, you would find yourself in a limbo. You wouldn't have anywhere to hold on to. You would be lost, completely lost. You would be defeated. Look, many programs that I bring here, some of you think it's just I'm mocking people. I have seen people's behavior. Some of these people, the way they see the jobs, they forget. You know what? I might be wrong. I don't know what brought some Africans from Africa to the United States, but I know myself and other people why they came to the United States and Europe and other places. And I'm very much steadfast on that. Very much on that lane. Like, I am not gonna fight anybody about holding on to a company. And when I move on, I'm not going to be on social media giving my energy trying to say, talking bad about them. No, I believe in competition. I believe in competition. This is why I said, you leave, you come back, and you take everything that they said you couldn't have. And you do it on your own terms. But you see, when you want to force things, sometimes you want to force it, that same thing is going to destroy you. That's just the truth. People want to walk around thinking they are so self-righteous. You know, they want to impose that self-righteous will on others, thinking that's reality, but it isn't. The white people did not force this woman to cut communication with her people in Cameroon. They don't know her family. It's just a job. Some of you take this job thing way too far. I understand, like you might have added things to yourself that is stressing you out. But that is your own fault. That is your own fault. You shouldn't allow other people to dictate your behavior. That's just the truth. But I hope most of you, those of you that are watching here, this would be a lesson. Because sometimes, like you have, like, especially there's another Cameroonian woman, Mamizi. Please, guys, make sure she watches this video. That woman, she is very stressed out. I've heard some of her videos. I mean, I'm worried about her. She's very stressed out. She sounds very hostile in these videos. So, here is her fellow countrywoman. In fact, you know what? I'll just let you guys hear her speak. And those of you that have heard this Mamizi talk, their stress level is almost the same. So, please, if somebody can get this video to that woman, if she also has the intention to send some snowmen to Valhalla, maybe this video can help curb that. So please make sure you like and share the video as well.
Her ex-boss, Wesley Freeman, she said Wesley Freeman is the laziest manager I have had the displeasure of working for. His laziness is only surpassed by his incompetence. How hard is it to really test elevated privileges for systems when you have professional organizations and the SEC already setting the standards for you? She went on to call out many others and said, "You bet I'm suing all of them. It is a shame that the sixth biggest public accounting firm has criminals at the top. No one is above the law." At this point, Reza, she had filed over 600 pages worth of documents in the lawsuit, tried to get the case moved to federal court in July, but a federal judge recently sent her back to state court. She accused her former manager and her management at her condo of colluding with one another to have her robbed on 3 different occasions to steal evidence in the case, hacking her computer's phone and breaking into her safe. APD came to her condo where they took fingerprints, but didn't find any foreign prints. They also said there was no forced entry. Reza claims the management of the condo had access to her unit, so they didn't have to force their way in. The police also did not find any video footage showing anyone entering her apartment. So because of all of that, they did not classify her report as a burglary. She went down to the Atlanta Police Department where she was attempting to get them to change her police report.
So this woman, the Cameroonian woman, she obviously, you can see she makes money, no doubt. The neighborhood she lives in, the lifestyle, no question asked. She makes a lot of money. But again, you see, if a fish wants to climb a tree, that fish will always fail. Most of you, now the road is open to be able to make a lot of money. But now, when you make that money, what do you do with it is the question. Before it used to be Africans would be smart, and still, I know many who are still smart. Um, they invest. They invest. You don't want to, be working in these companies for the rest of your life. And many would say, "Oh, I want to start a business." What, you want to wait till you're 60, 70 and start the business? It's not going to happen. So you do it now. You create your connections right now. Get an exit plan. Always. Always get an exit plan. I've always been telling fellow Africans about the exit plan. When you get to jobs, always create the exit plan. Because if your job want to get rid of you, I mean, you think they're gonna care if you're nice or not nice? If it's gonna help them financially, they will get rid of you. If you find a better opportunity, you think you're gonna care if your boss is nice or not? You're bouncing too. That's how it's supposed to be. It's nothing personal. It's just pursuing your dreams and ambitions. Do not be attached to anything. Some of you are way too attached to everything, meaning you don't stand for anything. You should be able to bounce. You should just be able to walk away from things. But if you cannot walk away from things, that becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. Like St. James said here, he said, "Hello, Afridamus and family in the USA." He said, Africans do not know how to, you know, deal with stress. I've noticed that. I've noticed that as well. Because if she is not even dealing with her family, right? Many, especially for her to be able to make it to that level, look, sometimes most Africans, they would have to stop talking to the people, their family back home, because they keep pestering them for money and stuff. So she probably had to cut them off for her to be able to achieve her dreams. Because sometimes when you get yourself to a certain level, there's a disconnect between some people and their family, because they still keep thinking in terms of they have the poverty mindset, right? And you're trying to get to the next level. You're trying to get to the next level, and these people are talking pennies to you. So some people, instead of like taking advantage and understanding that, look, now this is your life. Literally, this is your life. You take charge. You know your situation. You can deal with people in a healthy manner. You can deal with people, where they are at, without letting them bring you down. That's just common sense. But many don't know how to juggle that, especially if the stress in the white corporate world, because people like to say, oh, I work for corporate America. But all they get in there is stress. Let me see some comments here. Sam Seals said, Afridamus, why do you have FBA and ADOS when you're speaking on Africans? Sam Seals, aren't you African? The ADOS people said they're African. So it's like, this is for all the Africans. You can call yourself FBA B1. I know for a fact, when you get into it with the white people, some of the white, ignorant ones, I know what they'll tell you. They'll tell you, why don't you go back to Africa? So, you guys try to trick us, coming up with new names, ADOS, FBA. We still see you, we still see the African trait in you. Welcome to the show, family. You're joining your fellow brothers and sisters. And in fact, I think this Jezebelle, looking at it, she's in Atlanta, right? Around the blacks. Maybe that's where she learned this shooting, right? It's possible. So let's continue. You never know. No, the blacks are from Africa. That's why you are here, Sam. The blacks are from Africa. That's why when the white people, they're like, oh, why don't you go back to Africa? So don't get mad at me that, you know, when I proposed my cookout, I extended my my invitation to my cousins over in the FBA ADOS zone. Look, we respect it. Now you guys came, you said you're no longer Black American or African American. When I send FBA ADOS, you guys still get the message. I'm glad you are here, Sam. I'm glad.
Status and reopened the investigation. She recorded her interaction with the officer here.
Ready? First, it didn't have any forced entry.
It doesn't need to have a forced
All
entry
right,
for
let
burglary
me talk.
by law.
Let me talk.
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
Just making that point.
You spoke. Let me speak.
Yes.
All right. So, as far as the report says, it says there was no forced entry.
All right.
All right.
No signs,
Second,
no visible sign of forced
you
entry.
have the report. You read it, right?
You say no visible sign of forced entry. Now, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. So you saying that it needs right now it's not showing as burglary, and you're saying, and you let me talk.
No, I
So
thought it
you're
was a
saying-
question. Go ahead.
It's not showing as burglary.
Okay.
And you're saying it needs to be changed as burglary. But if we don't see any forced entry, we cannot change it as burglary.
Okay.
I
I reported a crime. I reported a crime. Yeah.
So guys, you notice a pattern here? She came to the police, right? And they brought, this fine policewoman here. So those of you that say the American police are hostile, look at, she's arguing with the policewoman. She's trying to tell the woman, like she's not even letting the policewoman talk. She thinks she knows everything. Does this ring a bell with some of the Jezebels from Cameroon on these streets here? So those of you that like to say this is just YouTube, you are out of your mind. We know for a fact behind those emojis are crazy people. Behind those emojis are crazy people. So she goes to the police, and she's trying to tell the police their job. This is the issue with most angry people. Control yourself. If you think you have been wronged, at least allow the police to hear the complaint. If there's a reason why you went to the police. But if you want to argue, go to court. This police here, all they can do is take report. End of story. Nothing else. But if you think you're over there litigating your case, you're just wasting your time and upsetting that police. But again, you guys can see this woman is very, very stressed out. And I've seen many like her, working long hours and dealing with, it just takes little things to throw them off. Just little things. I'm sure this woman is generally maybe a nice person, but the stress, she can't take it. The Jezebelian spirit had to pop out. Deep down her, she's got that Jezebelian spirit, and it had to come out. This is why I want you guys to make sure Mamizi see this video, because she was talking crazy. I heard a video where she was talking, and I sense signs of stress. In fact, she was talking about how the African men are not romantic. Like, lady, talk, maybe your husband is not romantic. Talk about that, But you're a married woman. How you talking about, other men are not romantic? Why are you interested in that? Like if you want to know that, just say you are out in the market. If you want to talk about your husband, you can say that. That's how it goes, right? But again, people take their own personal problems and bring it out to the public and try to make it the public's problem. And people do encounter this even in workplaces. They are dealing with personal problems, and then all of a sudden, something like this comes up. It just blows things out of proportion.
Yes.
Man, listen.
Yes.
All right. If you feel like it should be a burglary and you have the information, video, whatever you told me that you have that could convince this officer that this was a burglary, I don't see no problem in her changing it so they could investigate it. Right?
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
There
Go
is
ahead.
no problem with that.
Go ahead.
That's the only thing I could tell you.
Okay.
And she was going to give you the number for burglary. They could read that report and talk to you about it, and
Okay.
you could give them that information
So-
about the burglary
Okay.
that they investigate.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Now, hold on a second. That information report, I specifically told her that it was a crime. I'm a whistleblower, and I told her that information in my safe was taken out. And when there was a flash drive that was dropped on the floor, and she told me sarcastically, "Well, it's your flash drive. I cannot say that there was a burglary because the flash
Hold on one
drive,
second, please.
the flash drive could have,
Hey, Mark.
fell off."
What's up?
Again, she's trying to be one of those annoying people that call the police, and then you want to tell them everything. Like, plead the fifth sometimes. Remain silent. The police cannot do anything. Let them just come and see if, hey, what you're saying, that's what it is. Let them come and do their investigation. Because, the things you say there, they could use it against you. But she's not smart enough to know this. And all she's doing is, causing herself to be more frustrated. Because this police, they deal with tons of stuff like this, calls. So if you think they are going to, make your case a priority, you gotta be kidding me. And you guys where the news said she contacted them, right? They never got back to her. So some of you think the news, they're gonna put your story out. No. The only story, you see, they waited till she went and shot the people. Now they're like, oh, she did in fact contact us. Because they want it to be sensationalized. They're not there to help you. That's not what they're there for. Every now and again, right? They would put out a story. It would seem like they're helping the person, but you would see that there's a political agenda behind it. So putting out that person's story helps whatever agenda they are pushing. So it's like that person, quote unquote, sort of gets, whatever they want pushed out there. And the news, pushes, whatever political agenda that is tied to that, to be pushed. So she went on a mass shooting rampage. Hey, that's good for the news to report. But when she was talking about what they were doing to her at her job, that's when truly, if you want to help, that's when you intervene and help her. So, I understand some of you want to think you're so educated, you want to isolate yourself. I get it. Sometimes some of your family members are crazy, they want to pester you, but make sure you add a Freedamus report to your list. Because I would tell you the truth that other people are not telling you. That's just what it is. You might not like it in the beginning, but eventually you will see that I'm trying to help you to stop being your own worst enemy. Plain and simple. This entire saga here so far, this woman is in charge of the decisions. Pretty much. Everything comes down to analyzing and making decisions. So you ask yourself, a woman that is as educated as she is, you see plenty of them. How come when it came to making critical thinking, critical analysis, that would have prevented her from doing this? What stopped her? I know what. I will bring you back to anger and stress. And that's what America causes. That's what it causes. I mean, you see a lot of, like, I remember, like, you would see this, African women, especially West African women, right? Or the Caribbean. When they first come to America, you see them. They are all shapely, athletic, nice, because that's how they look back home there, right? And then give them 2 years, 2 years. They put them in that rotation, that hamster cycle, working 16, 17, 18 hours, non-stop. You see them. Now they are shopping in the big girl section all of a sudden. That's what's happened to many. You see? And on top of that, their family drama, the job. I mean, it's just a whole lot. I'm just glad I'm here helping you guys out. You can thank me later. And make sure you hit the Cash App also. And yeah, hit the Cash App while you're at it, and the super chat.
All right. You needed it to bring him to the jail? Okay. All right. I got you. Okay. All right. Go ahead, babe. Why
No,
are you in my face?
I'm taping.
But back
I'm
up a little
taping.
bit.
All right, sorry.
Thank you.
And I know it's COVID with personal space, so I just wanted to take a close up. All right.
If you know it's COVID, why are you all up in her face? I mean, come on. Use some common sense here, lady.
So now you're telling me that the report is not updated, and you're not going to update it. You're not going to investigate as a crime. No, I'm saying no. Let me finish as well. I'm saying it's a burglary. I'm saying it's a burglary. By law, what they did is a burglary.
She's aggressive. I mean, guys, she is totally aggressive. So, like, you want the police to help you, right? But you're talking to them this way. Do you even think, look, come people, use your common sense. Some of you, you walk around, you act like you have zero common sense. You want to hold other human beings just because they are wearing a uniform. You want to hold them at a certain standard that you are not even showing. This is what is happening to a lot of you. You delude yourselves, thinking just because the person is wearing a uniform, they should take all your BS. Look, the people you are encountering, they are human beings. They are there doing service. They are strangers to you. Whatever you're complaining about, they are not the one that caused it. They are not the one. So obviously you're there because you think you have a problem. So if you're telling them and they want to stop you and tell you and cut you off, you should allow them to speak. But telling her, I gotta speak aggressively, trust me, they're not gonna get it done. Even if some act polite, they are humans. When you leave, they're gonna they're not doing anything about it. I'm just telling you, try to be, nice sometimes, so you can get your stuff going. But you going around, you have no personality. You want to be aggressive with people, but then you complain and say, "Oh, people don't like me because I'm black or I'm African." Look, when I'm out and about, I have zero problem around, zero problems. Even the people that try to be aggressive, I'm nice to them. Eventually, they laugh because look, I don't know these people. They don't know me. I don't have the time to be in conflicts with strangers. That's not my thing. It's a waste of my time. But some of you, your ego won't let you. You don't understand, like you should be the example that you want to see in the world. But you want the police to act like angels, but while you are acting like a Jezebel, it's not going to work. That's just the truth. In fact, I'm surprised. This black policewoman here, we got to give it to her. She handled this like a professional. Like a professional. I think she's a sergeant or a lieutenant. I mean, she deserves those stripes because her interpersonal skills is on point. Her tactical verbal skills, that's what what she is doing here. They call this tactical verbal skills. This is how you handle a hostile individual. When they are high, you go low, you bring them. So this police here, this woman, like she is, I mean, as far as what I've seen here, me being someone that's worked in law enforcement before, oh, she's good at her job. She's a professional to the teeth. She's a professional. Because look at the Cameroonian woman getting in her face. Even the way she told her to back off is such in a nice way without being hostile. But you see, people, no matter how professional you try to be, some of you would push the person off the edge and then you claim, oh, the person wasn't professional. You force the person not to be professional and then complain about it. Learn from this woman. Everything she's doing here, don't do it. If you're stressed, join the gym, go for a walk, run, but don't eat ice cream, don't drink alcohol, because it's just gonna, I don't know. Just don't be this woman, period.
It does not need to have any sign of broken entry, right? Because the board members have, the management has a copy of the keys on file, which I know I told Officer Caleb as well. Now I am asking you, when a citizen, right, of the United States of America calls the police and tells the police that someone broke into my home, right? They open the
Some Africans like to do this. You want to tell the police about how you are such a citizen. The person you're telling that to, you are not more, you are naturalized. The person you're telling this to is born and raised here. This police, I'm sure her grandma, her great grandma, they are all from here. She could care less about the citizenship thing. So, and this is not just her. I've seen Africans do this. This is why, if you notice, I would put emphasis and said, I am an American citizen. And you would see those same Africans would get upset because they are such hypocrites. I've dealt with it in real life. So I'm putting it in their face, the things they brag about. So when someone put a mirror in your face, people start getting upset. But all I'm putting out is what people are saying. So because you want to emphasize, I've seen this happen even at a traffic stop. Guy trying to tell the police he's a US citizen. Who cares? It's a simple traffic stop. It's not like it's ICE asking you if you're a citizen. Why do you need to point that out? It's not necessary. Don't waste people's time, bringing up silly conversations.
They broke the safe, opened the safe, took evidence that I had in my safe, and dropped the flash drive on the floor, and they left. The beacon management services and the board members have access to the keys to my unit. Now you're saying that the officer who's respond to that crime, to that call, is not going to document it as a crime just because she did not even try to investigate whether there were any signs of forced entry or not. She did not even look at the logs. Are you saying that it would not be called a crime?
That is very happy then. All right, ma'am, like I told you before,
Yes.
in order for...
So you can see the police here. This policewoman is clearly fed up. She's like, this woman is batshit crazy. While the woman is taking calls, writing them, she continues to talk. This is the entitlement I speak of. Like common sense would have told her, hey, the woman you're talking to, the policewoman, she's taking information. She's writing stuff. Maybe you should stop talking. But when you think the world revolves around you, it becomes a problem. It makes it hard for people to help you. I'm telling you, do not be the person that destroys your own case. You might feel like, you've been wronged, and it could rightfully be so. But now, the moment you start bringing in irrelevant things, being childish, talking about useless things, you destroy your own case. Because you want to use your emotion, it will destroy your entire case. Because the moment you go to the route of the law, justice, the way they do things is slow. It is slow. I mean, unless you want to take things into your own hands to make it fast, but I don't know if that would go well. But once you take it to the law, they work really slow. So you have to be patient.
The officer, I will not be able to change it for you.
Okay.
Definitely. The officer
So
will have to do it.
what does it say
And
now? What does it say now?
I let you talk.
Yes.
I let you speak, and I listen to you.
Okay, you did.
Now, please,
Okay, good.
let me.
All right.
I will tell you straight up, and then you will go ahead and do what you have to do.
Yes.
I'm telling you that for it to be changed to a burglary, you need to talk to a burglary investigator.
All right.
All right? The burglary investigator will determine if it's a burglary or not, and if it needs to be changed, and if
Okay.
it needs to be investigated. All right?
What
They
happened
will
to
let
the
you
prints?
know- They will let you know. They will let you know
Yes.
if anything further needs to be done. They will call you. They will ask you about all the information that you're asking me, which I cannot answer.
All right.
Right? And then they will further investigate if they need to.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
So now what I need, right, is to know what happened to the evidence that she collected on the scene of the crime.
Most likely it's in property as evidence.
All right. So now I had confirmation that they were changing the report. I have not seen the changes. I've only seen the initial report that was provided to me.
Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time, and
Yes.
that's it. Okay.
All right.
She will give you contact information for the burglary unit.
Okay.
They will determine if it is a burglary. And if it is a burglary, they will change the status as far as from a non-crime to a burglary.
Okay.
After they get all the information. Okay?
All right. I will take that road, and whatever happens, happens.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
Guys, that's how a crazy person actually talks. Did you hear what she said to the cop? She said, all right, whatever happens, happens. Literally, she's saying whatever happens, happens. So look, that's how crazy people talk. Some of you take it lightly, but trust me, when you hear a crazy person sound this way, they are sounding the alarm. But I know most people, your mind probably never goes there. You know, just because her voice sounds smooth doesn't mean she's not capable of causing harm. She can, and you're about to find out.
How can I get the number to the burglar? It's right here. Mm-hmm.
Now, the officer at the Atlanta Police Department, she told Reza exactly what she needed to do, but Reza still was unsatisfied. So she went back on social media to once again air her grievances for the last time. She wrote this on LinkedIn on August 21st, 2022. The title of the post, Retaliation in the Atlanta Police Department. I was retaliated against by my former employer, BDO USA, because I reported a fraud perpetrated by Wesley Freeman and covered by Scott Meyer. BDO leveraged their relationships with Beacon Management Services and the 1280 West board members in the condominium I live in order to gain unauthorized access to my home, break into my safe, and delete evidence that I had, thereby breaking so many laws that it is hard to believe. BDO and its agents went from committing a white-collar crime to a criminal crime. APD has been reluctant in providing me with information related to my case. I will post a series of videos to show the police's response to the crimes committed against me. I will keep you updated on the status of my case because it is relevant to anyone who has spent many years combating fraud in their professional lives. Before she walked out of the police station, Reza was basically like, whatever happens next will just happen. So the next day after she made her post on LinkedIn, on August 22nd around 1:45 in the afternoon, she walked down to the office of the condo where she lived at 1280 West on West Peachtree in midtown Atlanta. That's where she opened fire, shooting the property manager.
You know, guys, like, that's why when people come here and say, oh, this YouTube section is trash. You guys, man, go to LinkedIn. Okay? You all said apparently LinkedIn has a lot of drama. It does. It's not only about, getting careers. Go to LinkedIn and see. They have their beefs over there. The nerd beefs. Obviously, you guys remember the one lady that went to YouTube and shot the people. We thought it was a lady, but it's a he, she. Apparently it's like it's a transformer, right? So yeah, LinkedIn has tons of dramas like this. Yeah, so she obviously, right, left these people. She started her own thing. Why is she on LinkedIn talking about these people still? She should have moved on. I thought most Africans are here to make money. I mean, if you're not making money somewhere, you move to the next stop. You don't take you take your mental health seriously. You don't allow other people to break you down. But this woman, somehow she couldn't let it go. She took it to LinkedIn. all the way to LinkedIn.
60-year-old Michael Shinners, and then 68-year-old Michael Horn, the chief building engineer, was also wounded. Reza then held a third person at gunpoint and demanded personal property from them. After she was done there, she left the skyscraper and went down some blocks to another skyscraper at 1100 Peachtree near the bustling Colony Square in Midtown Atlanta. Lots of corporations housed in that block. That's where she walked inside the building and targeted her next victim, 41-year-old Wesley Freeman, her former manager at BDO. Reza left the building, contacted a cab service that she's used plenty of times before. She was already acquainted with the driver who picked her up because he picked her up on several occasions. He was also from her home country, so he didn't have any suspicions. You know, you had a lot of police around, a lot of sirens going on in the area, but things really got weird when he started getting a bunch of calls from his dispatcher, as well as the police, asking him about a woman that was in the cab with him. They suspected that he was transporting the woman that they had been looking for, responsible for shooting 3 people in Midtown Atlanta. The driver started questioning Reza, asking her, did she do something? He told her there's people calling his phone and they're looking for her. Reza told him no, she didn't do anything, he was safe.
So she called her fellow Cameroonian cab driver. Audrey said Kifaru. That might be Kifaru's cousin. But anyway, she calls the Cameroonian cab driver, and he has no reason to be suspicious of it. And I want, Africans like to say, oh no, an African person wouldn't do this. No, trust me, some Africans are crazy. Some are pretty crazy, I'm telling you right now. So, yeah, the cab driver never suspected it, but obviously, there we go. MS Delta, thank you for the super chat. He said, Afridamas, I believe radical feminism is playing with black women's minds. Of course, this does not excuse female murders. MS Delta, you hit it right on the head. Because you see, with the feminism, it gave, most of these educated women this idea that they are entitled to these things. So when they are messed with, they cannot let things go. She started her own company. She should have just spent her energy in that. But, she wanted a payback. And, sometimes the payback might destroy you too.
To just drop her off at the airport. The cab driver made the 20 to 25 minute drive down to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, where he dropped her off at the terminal. But before Reza can even escape and get on a plane, she was apprehended by law enforcement. Later,
so the people she wasn't talking to, Cameroon, now she wants to run to Cameroon. This is what I keep telling Africans. Do not listen to other people telling you about your country being dusty, all this. No matter what, you keep that connection. You keep doing what you're doing. Because look at her. After everything, where do you think she was heading to? She was trying to head straight back to Cameroon. I guess Cameroon is not bad after all. But I bet you, I don't know her. I don't want to accuse her. But like other people like her, other Jezebels like her, you should hear the way they talk about their various countries they're from. You should hear how they talk about these places. So that's why when some of you say I'm anti-African, it blows my mind. People that know me in real life, they know what I talk about. They know the things I push. The way some of these people think, they're completely out of the game. So that's why when things don't go their way, they lose it right away. They lose it.
On in the day, it was announced that 41-year-old Wesley Freeman and 60-year-old Michael Shinners were both deceased, while the third victim was in the hospital. Reza appeared in court where the judge had to repeatedly tell her to remain silent before denying bail.
Your Honor, I have reviewed.
And this is what happens. You guys see, once they take you to they put you in that county uniform, they are snatching your wig. You guys saw in the picture how when she was free, she had the nice wig on. So you Jezebels better think twice. You think in prison they're gonna let you have that wig on? That's the first thing they are snatching off your head. And they'll bring you in court and show everyone, oh yeah, the hair wasn't real. So they're snatching the wig off. And if you had like the fake braids, they're snatching that too. You lose all your freedom. You lose all your freedom. That's what happened to her. Look at the difference, between her picture that I'm showing versus sitting in jail in the courtroom. They snatched her wig off.
The warrants, I've read each and every warrant in Odyssey, which matches the calendar. I don't have any legal arguments at this time.
No objection to the
Your
statutory form.
If I may intervene.
Ms. King May, please remain silent, ma'am.
All right.
Mr.
Judge,
Cho,
I don't
no
have any-
objection to the statutory form.
No objection to the statutory.
She is so weird. Oh, Your Honor, may I intervene? Ma'am, can you not always intervene? Your Honor, may I intervene? No, you cannot intervene. You see, that's why they put the mask on her face. She's the type, she always want to intervene. She was intervening with the cop. Oh, can I say, oh, Your Honor, let me intervene. No, you're not going to intervene today. Let the judge do his thing. Look, this is one of those things where I say, hey, when people try to make things about skin color, everything, if you are this crazy, the people that you have the same skin color as, they can't even help you. I mean, you saw her interaction with the black cop. The black cop is thinking, she's like, this woman is batshit crazy. Nobody can help her. So yeah, look at her now. I'm telling you, when they take you to that county jail, they are snatching your wig off. They're snatching it off. Point blank. And they put that mask on your face so that, whatever you're saying, wouldn't sound right. Did you guys see how she sounded clear when she was talking to the cop? But in that mask, she sounded like a little cat. Your Honor, may I speak? She sounded like somebody that we know in this space. Your Honor, may I speak? Look, I don't mean to laugh, guys, but I can't help it.
Yes, sir.
All right, fair enough.
Your Honor, he's not my attorney.
Ms. King May, you need to remain silent, ma'am.
All right, but he's not my attorney.
Okay.
The judge, Miss King May, please, Miss King May, can you stop talking? Your Honor, he is not my attorney. I fired him. Your Honor, can I please interrupt? Your Honor. The judge is like, Miss King May, look, Miss King May, we've heard enough of you, Miss King May. Can you stop this nonsense over here? Your Honor, Your Honor. Man, people, you need to wake up.
I think he's going to indicate that to you shortly. Ms. King May, it appears that you do not qualify for the public defender. You have assets or income that would...
So, Miss King May is not qualified for the public defender because Miss King May has too much money. You see, because Miss King May has her own condo, expensive one. Even though they are doing foreclosure on it, but it's her property. So they add all that there. So it shows that she has got plenty of money. but the money is not coming in. She has the asset, so that's why she's not qualified. Remember I said it. I said she was making a lot of money, so they take all that into account. So even though she has the asset, she cannot have a lawyer. So I don't know this lawyer that she's firing where he came from, because sometimes these lawyers too, they do this kind of BS. They show up and try to represent you even if you don't tell them. So Miss Kingmay is like, no, Your Honor, I don't want him to represent me, because you see, I am very good at representing myself. I am going to fire this man. I don't know him. That's what she's doing here. Watch.
Preclude them from finding you qualified to be represented by the public defender. It is up to you, Ms. Kingmay, to hire your own attorney, and I would encourage you to do that as soon as you possibly can. If you delay or stall hiring your own attorney, under Georgia law, it is possible that you could be deemed to have waived your right to an attorney under the case of Longo versus City of Dunwoody. I'll spare you the details on the case, but suffice it to say, Ms. Kingmay, if you do not want Mr. Cho or Ms. Markowitz to represent you, then it is up to you to hire your own attorney sooner rather than later, okay, ma'am?
Judge, may I talk?
No, ma'am. You have the right to remain silent. I would encourage you to use it. We are recording these proceedings.
Yes.
And anything you say can be used against you, and the DA is right here paying attention with us, okay?
Yes, and I would still like to talk and clarify the information provided by Mr. Cho.
So the judge is trying to help her, to tell her to exercise her right of remaining silent. See, when the police come, look, I have had police pull me over. The only conversation I'm having with them is why they pull me over. How are you doing? That's it. Nothing else. Even if they ask me, are you having a good night or good day? I do not respond. I just remain muted. If they want to see my driver's license, they can ask for that. I don't need small talk. I don't want to enter all those little conversations. So the judge is saying, exercise your right and remain silent, because the DA is over here. Anything you say can and will be used against you. And I don't know how most of you interpret that as. They really do. Seriously, in that courtroom, its devices, they record everything. They record everything. So she's in proceedings, she doesn't have a lawyer. She just fired her lawyer, the guy that came to try to represent her. What she should have done is be quiet and take the judge's advice. But because the judge pretty much is letting you know nothing's changing here, why do you feel the need to explain anything? The judge is telling you don't talk. You still want to talk. I hope a lot of you are learning from this. What you're seeing on TV, they make it look sweet. That's not how it is. This is the reality in the courtroom. Miss Kingmay might be going down for a long time. For a long time, I'm telling you. She can get away with this. It's not going to happen. I mean, it would be a miracle for her to get off. I don't see any way possible. I mean, I'll be shocked if it happened. But she's going to declare mental illness. She still won't be free. They will put her, commit her in a mental ward. So either way, you're going down. Man, you can't, man, these white people, they got all this figured out. Any trick you got, they got another trick responding to it. They got trap upon traps. You are coming with your trap, they got a response for your trap. I'm just letting you know right now. That's how the system is built. Don't allow yourself to get caught up. Plain and simple. Look, it's like working with the devil. The devil has no power over you unless you give the devil the power over you. Meaning now she gave power to the devil over her. After she committed that murder, now they gave themselves the license to do as they please with her life, because they're going to sentence her as they wish. What can she do about it? It's sad to see her leave Cameroon in search of greener pasture for her life to end this way. This is very sad, people. Very sad. MS Delta, thank you for the super chat. He said, Afridama, some Africans going to be mad at you talking about this case. I bet they will be mad, but hey, we can't just sweep things under the rug. We gotta talk about the truth. Just like last week, my show, some of these people are upset. Like, they're upset about me stating facts. Some of them, they are going to find a way to be upset. But I'm here saving them from these problems. You can't just act high and mighty and say, oh, the Africans are not doing such and such. The Africans are doing such and such. You never know. These issues affect anyone. It can be you. It could be your friend. So hopefully this would teach you a lesson. MS Delta, thank you again. It's a mental illness defense will not work. She planned it. It was premeditated. Exactly. Well, when I even said the mental illness, something just to throw her a bone. But the mental illness will never work because already there's video of her saying it is what it is. Like, she's on LinkedIn talking about this case. So obviously she planned it out. She planned it and she acted on it. So yeah, it will be very hard for mental illness to fly. It won't work.
I have not had a chance to talk to Mr. Chill this morning about the very case and about the facts of the case. Now, Mr. Chill informed me that I did not qualify. I am not sure what he based his assertion on, right? Now, I do not have...
Ms. Kingmay?
Yes.
I appreciate your position, ma'am, and I'm glad you're thinking about these issues. But as far as their impact on today's proceedings, they're not going to have an... I am precluded from setting bond for you per the court's delegation order. And so I'm going to deny bond. Your case will be heard at a later date before a different judge, either with Mr. Cho or a different attorney. You will have a great deal to say about whether or not it's Mr. Cho or a different attorney. But as far as my jurisdiction and authority to consider bond today, in light of the top count of murder, I am precluded by our delegation order from setting bond for you. So you are going to be no bonded for today. I encourage you to hire another attorney or get Mr. Cho or Ms. Markowitz will be following back up with you. And that will be the order today. Ms. Kingmay, you are free to go.
I don't think this woman even realizes how much trouble she's in. I don't think she understands. Look, the American court system, that judge had made the final decision. So he's just reading out what is going to happen next. They don't care about, your problem. That judge is going strictly by the book. Strictly by the book. He doesn't care what you're going through. He could care less. You'll be seeing many judges before your final destination at the women's prison. That's the truth.
The main issue that Reza had here was with her job. She became a whistleblower when she brought up accusations of fraudulent activity. She said her job kept ignoring her grievances and started harassing her. They offered her a 12% raise, and she believed it was a bribe. So it was the final straw for her, and she decided to resign.
Who crazy woman? Her job gives her a raise. She thinks it's a bribe. Do you guys see how irrational this woman became? Like, your job gave you a raise, you think it's a bribe. She went off the deep end. For real, she did.
That's why she left the company. Now, if she was telling the truth about her job and the fraud allegations, well, at this point, we will never know if it was true. Everyone involved denied wrongdoing, and the lawsuit is going down the drain. She's got bigger worries now, and Reza will probably never be getting out of prison for this. She owned some land, an abandoned house, and her condo, but she was short on money. Reza really put a lot of pressure on herself, representing herself in the lawsuit, then the financial pressures. And honestly, I think she was way too caught up into her job, like a lot of modern day educated career women. She didn't have any family, no man or any of that. So that's why she put all of her energy into her job. Like, forget that job and go get another one. Geesh. I would say to anybody, don't run yourself sick with these jobs. And fine, you wanted to file a lawsuit against them, but I think it would have been a lot less stressful if she had hired a lawyer to help her. In cases like these, sometimes you can find lawyers out there who will work with you without paying them out of pocket up front, and they'll take their fee on the back end. But honestly, this woman is a complete headache. She's an overtalker. She has to have her way. She's got to be right. The police didn't see anything, but even when she went to APD, the officer told her that she can contact the unit that handles robberies. Give them any evidence that she had to prove there was actually a crime committed, because when they went to her home initially, the officer was not convinced that anything had happened. So there's so many unanswered questions here. Who's right, who's wrong? And at this point, I don't think we'll ever really know the whole story. Who's telling the truth and who's not? Reza really got impatient. She should have waited, presented her case in court, but she was basically running out of money. That's because her business wasn't doing well and she didn't go get a job. She's got the financial responsibilities. She was facing foreclosure. But the worst part is just being all alone trying to figure that out. No support system. And she did that to herself because she made her job and career her life. So when she lost that, she basically didn't have a life. That, along with the frustration of her job not believing her, this is probably why she did what she did. I still don't agree with her going around deleting people because she didn't get her way. Listen, she could have gotten another job and got a lawyer to help her out. But geez, you just can't go around doing this because you can't get your way. Things are not going to go in your favor 100% all the time. Maybe she thought she would lose her case. I don't know. Recently, the federal judge sent her case back to the state, but it wasn't over yet. She still had the opportunity to present her case on the state level. So let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Many people are defending Reza, saying that she snapped because of the lawsuit and all the allegations surrounding that. Do you think she's justified, or do you think she's just another example of a modern woman not getting her way? Let me know what you think about all of this.
I totally agree with the analysis there. That's why I was letting it go. Hey, Jude, call back in. Look, guys, Razor, I'm going to answer the question. She is just stressed out, just like many quote-unquote modern women. This is not just the African women, by the way. Like a couple weeks ago, last month, another Jezebelle went and killed people, deleted people. Similar scenario. So it's like can this woman even handle all this stress? Like, what is going on? They said, oh, we want to be like the men. We don't need men. But how is that working out? It's not working well for the women. It's not working well. Sam Sills, thank you for the super chat. Afridamus, that looks like you in the face. Salute. Oh, who looks like me? Are you talking about Razor? I don't think Razor looks like me. Mimi, welcome to the show. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Hi, Afridamus.
Mimi, make sure that Mamizi sees this video, okay?
That's why I said this is a Mimi's cousin, because you know they're crazy.
So Mimi, you see the story, you heard what transpired. You are here in the United States. How, so the stress that this woman, I know like there's high level of stress that she had to deal with. Have you heard this story before today?
This story is very close to me because one of the guys that
So there's a lot of noise where you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
One of the guys that she killed was working with one of my friends in downtown Atlanta.
Interesting. Okay.
So everything that you said about the lady, just watching the analysis, is true. That, I mean, she's just somebody who snapped. If I was her, I would just let it go.
No, she definitely snapped. She definitely did snap.
But the guy, like my friend was like, the guy is a big idiot.
Which guy? The 41-year-old?
Yeah, he is a big idiot. He used to be a manager in one of those top rising buildings in midtown Atlanta before he went to the other one.
Yeah.
So there's a Gambian guy that worked there that have like businesses, like little businesses in that building. He told me the guy will come to your face and tell you that you are a piece of shit. Like one day he almost fight with the guy. And do you know why he got fired?
Why?
Because he went and hit the Indian guy, the receptionist. So the camera caught him and they fired him. So everybody in the building, when he died, everybody was like, and even I was with my friend that day and somebody called him and be like, do you have that this guy, they killed this guy? And then he was like, yeah, but the lady was like, well, I feel bad for his family, but he was a piece of shit. Like, he irritates people like that.
So that explains why Riza, the Cameroonian woman is getting a lot of support.
Exactly, because even the people that work with the guy said that he deserved that, because he is somebody who will push you all the way to the wall.
So you suspect that he taunted this Cameroonian woman and pushed her to the edge.
Absolutely, based on what people that worked with him said, he is that one. Like, he will call the ugliest thing out of you. Like, you are African piece of shit. Like, he is that type of guy. But that doesn't give her the fact that he can kill somebody. He could have, she could have reported him. She could have,
she quitted. She started her own business. She could have focused on that. Let's allow Jude also to drop in some 2 cents. Jude, welcome to the show. Where are you calling from?
Man, thank you so much, man. I'm in the state.
What part of the state?
I'm in Utah.
Utah. Thank you for joining us, Jude. Jude, what do you want to add to this story after seeing everything?
Are you in the state also? Are you in the state?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Yeah, from Cameroon as well, man. I live in the
from
state.
Cameroon?
From your title, I got pissed off because the way you keep emphasizing that, the Cameroonian lady. So I'm.
But isn't she from Cameroon?
I mean, she's a U.S. citizen. It don't matter where. It don't matter where. It don't matter where she's from. So,
Jude, is
right,
she Cameroonian?
she's a U.S. citizen,
No. Is
naturalized from
she?
Cameroon.
No. Hold on. Is she a Cameroonian, sir?
No, she's not a Cameroonian because
Oh,
Cameroon doesn't accept dual nationality. She a U.S. citizen.
where is she from? Where was she born?
Right. Now, where is she from? She was born in Cameroon, but she's not a Cameroonian. She a U.S. citizen. There's
Okay,
so many Africans that are playing football, American sport, NBA. They were born in Africa, but
so
they call them United States citizen, and she's one
so
of those.
so are you rejecting her because she
I'm
deleted
not
people?
rejecting her. I'm not
Hold on,
rejecting
there's
her for
something.
what she did.
Wait, I'm echoing. Are you listening to another device?
No, I'm not listening to another device.
Hold on, let me drop you and bring you back in. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I still get feedback. Hold on. I'm gonna mute you while I ask you, okay?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so let's just be clear. So you are coming here. I want to understand what your beef is. Are you saying that you have a problem with me pointing out that this woman is a Cameroonian? Okay, I'm going to correct it. She's a Cameroonian American. I will compromise. Well, she is from Cameroon, so I would just say she's a Cameroonian American. Now, do you have a problem with that? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jude.
Sorry. I really don't have a problem with what is going on or what she did. She committed a crime, and based on the crime that she committed, it was wrong on her part, right? And she committed a crime in America. I didn't know where she was taking the flight to. You made an opinion that she was obviously going to Cameroon, but me and you either know if she was going to Cameroon or not. But what she did, like the lady that just spoke said, maybe she was she had problems with the people that she was working with in the office as well. And if somebody is having a mental issue, right, the same time you don't want to curse her on your show without even knowing or have a diagnosis or have her medical report on what went wrong or what didn't go well or something, you know. I think what she did was wrong, actually wrong in the first place. She didn't take advice from the police officer. She didn't take none of that. But at the same time, man, it's still a crime that is still under investigation. And I wouldn't draw conclusion on what her opinion was and who was right or who was wrong. You know, she could still have people, she could still have a good lawyer that, that can stood. What we
Okay.
saw was what was we didn't actually see the shootings on camera. They just say she killed 2 people,
Okay,
but we
Jude.
actually didn't see the crime.
Jude, can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it sounds like you have an issue with me saying, describing the woman for who she is. She's from Cameroon. I have not said, I didn't come to the conclusion, but from experience, from what we, the people here in the United States, from what we know, these crimes like this and the way the woman is talking, like we can safely conclude that she would more than likely go down. And you, Jude, saying that we don't know if she's going to Cameroon. Okay, fine. Okay, maybe she was going to space. Okay, but the reality is this woman is a Cameroonian woman. Nothing can change that. Nothing can change that. It doesn't matter what I say here. You know, I'm just analyzing exactly, you know, what is in front of us.
You
Whether
have her
we
as a
say, hold on,
Cameroonian woman. They have her as a.
hold on. You'll have a chance to talk. We don't have to see the shootings on the camera. That's not what I'm analyzing here. I'm reporting a case of a Cameroonian woman, and you trying to pull that Cameroonian away from her. But we all know she's not from the USA. She naturalized. We don't care what, you know, Cameroonian laws said, whether they accept dual citizenship or not. This woman is a Cameroonian, true and true. If she's not a Cameroonian, what is she? Like me, I'm a US citizen, but can you say I'm not a Gambian? I am a Gambian as well. So to me, you are being, you know, dishonest and trying to create a weird situation to make it seem like, oh, this woman now she hold on, can you mute yourself? She just, you know, naturalized now all of a sudden, you know, she's a black American. What, I'm supposed to report it as a black American person? Is that what you are suggesting, Jude? Go ahead, Jude.
I didn't say that. I say you should analyze her as an American citizen. I didn't say an African American. I didn't say that.
Okay.
Analyze her, analyze the
Then
situation as an American. She's an
But
American.
she didn't kill
okay,
anybody.
hold on. Let me read this. Let me read
Cameroonian.
this. Hold on. Let me read this. Sam Sills, thank you for the $10 super chat. Sam Sills said, Alfredamos, if this lady would have made 6G internet, the 6G internet, people from her country would claim her. Now he wants to lump all
No,
black. Hold on. Can you block, please? Now he wants to lump all black America in together when it's bad. That's why FBI are getting separate box. Sam Sills is making a great point here. Sam Sills, I'm with you on that. You're absolutely correct. Because like, to me, like, Jude's argument, you know, confuses me. So is he saying this woman now, because she shot people, now all of a sudden she's no longer Cameroonian? I don't understand it. But
no, no. Because she shot people, they consider her as a Cameroonian. If she didn't shoot people and she fabricated something that could benefit America, they would consider her as an American citizen. I've
well, she
seen a
didn't
lot
do
of
that, right?
I've seen a lot of NBA.
The Gambian boy that killed his mom, he was born and raised here. And we
Right,
Yes.
but
told
I've seen a lot of NBA players that they play NBA and they consider them as American citizens because they nationalize here.
So okay, so Jude,
they didn't kill anybody.
Jude, they didn't kill anyone.
But that's what I'm saying. Once you don't kill nobody, they consider you as an American citizen.
So
Once things
okay,
go badly.
But she's still a Cameroonian.
Jude, do you consider her a Cameroonian?
Bro, did you even discuss the guy that got shot shot the mom who was a Gambian? Did you talk about it?
Yes, it's here on my channel.
Okay.
Talk about it.
All right. So
So Jude, are you upset that I'm reporting on a Cameroonian? Is that what this is?
it's not what it is. I mean, she committed a crime. Quite all right. The only problem that I have is keep talking about Cameroonian. She's going to Cameroon. This Cameroonian Jezebelle, and I'm
She's a
confused
Cameroonian Jezebelle.
because there are a lot of Cameroonians that are actually doing good things instead of you
Yes.
just claiming Cameroonian and putting everyone on the box.
No.
It's
Jude,
not a good thing.
Jude, you cannot name one place where I use this woman to be the representation for all Cameroonian. She's a Cameroonian, and I said a Cameroonian Jezebel. I have talked about a Kenyan Jezebel here. I have talked about FBA Jezebel here. But it sounds like you have a problem with me pointing out that this Jezebel is a Cameroonian product. She was made in Cameroon. I don't care, what citizenship she got. She was made in Cameroon. We all know this. Yes, this Jezebel was made in Cameroon. We know that. Let's allow Mimi to talk, and then Jude, and then KBM. Go ahead, Mimi.
And like I said, I'm just gonna give an example to this Gambian boy. He never been to Gambia, born and raised in the Bronx, but we still classify him as a Gambian boy, and we all talked about it. We talk about it with him on your channel, even Sammy's channel, we talk about it. So it is what it is. Not everybody is 100% good in your country. Some of them are gonna commit crimes, and people are gonna talk about it. That's just what it is. And like I was saying, if she didn't shoot anybody, will you accept her as a Cameroonian?
Look, like I said, I have no problem, right, of what she did. I keep saying she did wrong, and that's based on her, and that's based on, it doesn't concern me at all. But the only problem that I had is The only problem that I had is
because
right.
one of the guy that she killed, I already said that they said he's an idiot because he was working with one Gambian dude, and he told me the guy is an idiot. He even got fired where he used to work, but that doesn't negate the fact that she have a right to kill him. Do you understand?
No, I understand. Yeah, you're right.
She could have just quit and let it go, because most people that know him said that he deserved it because he will push you to the wall, and maybe the lady snap. But what we're saying is that don't make it right. You either quit or report him or do something about it. If you cannot do anything
Yeah,
about
but
it,
some people don't take that. I mean, she probably even took it too far. Maybe, maybe it choked her.
yeah, but she took it too far. All of us over here will come across people that will get on your nerves where you're walking. Even me, I did experience it. If I don't report it and I can do nothing about it, my mental health is really important to me. I'll just let it go and quit and go somewhere else.
I'm also experiencing it as well. I don't know what to do. So I mean, but it's just the way it is, right?
That says a lot about the lady. Maybe that's the reason why Afrodamus is analyzing it the way it is. It says a lot about her because everybody been through it. Some people cannot take it, especially, I don't know about the other one that she killed. She didn't kill one person, she killed two people. I don't know about the other one, but one of them that my friend, I don't even know the other one, but my friend knows him because they work together. And he told me that the guy is an idiot. Like, he will push you to the wall. He will make you do things that you don't want to do. But thank God, that's what my friend said, that they let him go because of the way he was dealing with people. And he was a manager. And everybody under him, like, reported him. Even put a hand on one of his employees to that extent.
Yeah, that's sad. I actually know where the girl is from in Kenya. I actually know where she's from. So
nobody deserves to die like this. But
hold on, Mimi.
Let's mess with the wrong person.
Go ahead, Jude.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I say I actually even know where she's from in Cameroon, so it makes the situation sad, right? I mean, it's a sad situation, bro. And maybe for sure she was going back home. And I mean that's really bad, man. It made the situation, because I have friends in Atlanta that actually knows her as well, and it's just making things tougher for everybody, right? I don't condone what she did, but she might be going down for some time, and I think I don't know, but I was just vexed with the title, so I wasn't really I wasn't really concerned with the crime that she committed, but I was just vexed with the title, and that's it. So I mean, it's clarified now, so it's okay for me. But
yeah, you were in your feelings. We all know that you were in your feelings.
Okay, let's allow KBM. Go ahead, KBM.
Yes, this kind of reminds me of what happened I want to say about 15 years ago in Minnesota with a group of about a half a dozen Kenyans. So there's one particular Kenyan out of that group that had access with the company he was working for, a lot of cash. So basically what they all did is they decided to steal some of this cash. And I think it was somewhere around 100, maybe $200,000. So what they did, they basically, somebody picked up the cash from where they had access to it, dropped it off to another person. Then that person dropped it off to another person. They dropped it off to another person until it got to the last person. What they tried to do is they tried to take off back to Kenya with it. These were all people who immigrated from Kenya to America, went to college, had jobs. They all got caught. It was reported as Kenyan Americans or Kenyans. And here's the thing. It shouldn't matter if it says Cameroonian or Kenyan, because in Kenya, when they picked up the story, in Kenya, they said a group of Kenyans. So it doesn't matter. Who cares where they're from? If they committed the crime, they committed the crime. Saying that they're Kenyan is just a fact of a part of that story. I wouldn't waste time trying to get all emotional because somebody said an American is from America and an American did this. This is just a fact.
Absolutely, because now it makes sense. He said, he even knows where she's from. The fact is, you cannot just, try to use semantics and say, oh, she's naturalized. And the person asking, Afridamus, do you have to say Jezebel? Yes. You guys know how the story goes with the, do you want to tell me that she's a saint? Is that what you guys want me to say? Oh, a Cameroonian saint, bless a couple of snow kings and send them to Valhalla. Is that what you guys want me to say? I mean, come on now.
Yeah, because it seems like you always look out for white people on your channel, man.
I do what?
It seems like you always look out for white people on your channel.
How am I looking out for white people? Go ahead.
I mean, I've watched you on several occasions. You say you're gonna dine with people that they don't look like us. So,
I'm what? I'm gonna do what?
You mentioned one time that you were gonna dine with, is it a KKK or something? If they invite you to their table, something like that, So I've heard you talk trash about a lot of things. So that's why I came up here and I wasn't really satisfied with what I saw on the title. Jezebelle Cameroonian, and you keep calling Cameroonian. It's like, what's really going on? I mean,
look, what you're saying. There was a guy on my show who asked me, oh, if the KKK invite you to go on the barbecue, would you? I said, yeah, I would go, just like Marcus Garvey did. You guys see Marcus Garvey as your God? When the KKK invited him, he went. Like, you guys speak as if the KKK exists. Whatever white people you guys consider KKK, if they invite me for free barbecue, if I have free time, oh yes, I'm showing up to that barbecue. I love barbecue.
So another question that I want to ask you, are you more concentrated on black crimes on your channel, or you concentrated on all the crimes happening in America, or what is it? Because there are crimes happening every day in this country, and I haven't seen you keep talking about it.
Did you might want to go and read the about section about my channel. My channel, everybody is welcome, but my channel is mostly, strictly, talks about black people of all kinds, because I am a black person. I'm not saying, oh, I don't believe in saying we're better than other people are better than us, but my channel talks about blacks in the continent, blacks in Europe, blacks in America, everywhere. So yes, it is black centered. Does that answer your question?
Okay. I mean, that works. So But I mean, next time you should go soft with the kind of titles you got, man. It's really saddening
Look,
because
is she a Jezebel or not?
she's not a Jezebel. She did what she got to do, and to protect herself. You didn't know what the other people were aiming for.
Wow.
So
Okay. Okay, these people were just sitting there. Her life is not in danger. You
her
know.
apartment was broken. That tells you
Let
her
me
life was
finish.
in
Okay.
danger. Her
Hold on.
apartment was
Hold on.
broken into.
Let me finish.
That's already danger.
Okay. Let me finish. So you're telling me, look, if you want to defend her, you're free to defend her, but don't come here pretending like you have issues with my title. I stand by it. Any woman that's going to go out, only a Jezebel, someone with the Jezebel spirit would go and do that. You might want to familiarize yourself with the Jezebel, okay? So first you have an issue with me pointing out the obvious that she is a Cameroonian. The only other way I can report it is to say she's a Black American, and that would be dishonest.
I didn't say Black American. Report her as
Okay,
an American.
but that would mean I would have to report it as a Black American because she's Black. But now you wanted me not to mention Cameroon. That means you're trying to get me to be dishonest, to hide where she came from. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. If I don't report these things honestly, how would I help prevent, future situations like this? Right now, as we speak, there's probably a Ugandan, Jezebel thinking about doing this, or a Liberian Jezebel, or a Gambian Jezebel, Zimbabwean Jezebel, you name it. But maybe when they see how I'm breaking this down and reporting it as it is, that would help save them from going down this lane. But if you want to, come here and defend this Jezebel, just do it. But don't, speak in two tongues, acting like, oh, Afredamus, you said you're going to go have barbecue with the KKK. Why would the KKK even invite me? I was just answering that guy, based in his idiocy. Why would the KKK invite me to a barbecue? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Go ahead, KB.
Yeah.
Can I say
So
Because the lady was not defending herself. This was all premeditated.
Yeah, premeditated. She went and killed people,
She went
and he's saying, yeah, her life was in no danger.
on his previous job. That Indian guy could have killed him for self-defense, but he didn't do it. He did the right thing. They watched the camera and let the guy go. But this lady went back and killed him.
That's right. Go ahead, KBM.
yeah, so basically, like the story of the Kenyans that I talked about that stole the money, right? They did what they had to do. They had to steal the money. They had to get caught. After they do their time, guess what's going to happen to them? They're going to get deported, and they're going to get deported broke. They're going to go back to Kenya, probably worse off than when they left. So they did what they had to do. And that's just the simple truth. They did what they had to do for themselves, and this is the end result. So therefore, saying that she did what she had to do, she had to kill a few people to make a point based on some disgruntled interactions with the people that she was working for. So yeah, you're right. She did what she had to do, even though she was wrong.
That's right. Let's allow.
Yeah, let me say something. You mentioned about the taxi driver, right? The taxi driver didn't even know her. So that's
yes, he did.
Information.
Yes, he did. He said that he knew her. He picked her up many times.
Right, but she doesn't work for her. She worked for a taxi company, for a cab company. So she called a cab, and the taxi driver came through because the cab is not owned by the taxi driver.
True, but they still knew each other.
Jude.
Right, but she didn't know she was the one coming to pick her.
Well, maybe not, but still, he said that he known her many a times because he picked her up many a times in the past.
That's not, look, Jude, let's be real. It is not true. This woman, clearly, she directly contacted, this Cameroonian taxi driver, who's picked her up before. Sorry,
No,
mute
she
yourself.
didn't contact
Hold on,
her.
mute yourself, please. You're echoing. Clearly, that's not the first time he is picked her up. And I'm not going to die on that hill, try to argue this out. The fact of the matter is, this woman is a Cameroonian Jezebel, and we would call it like it is, just like I called out all the other Jezebels. I mean, she's not special. She's not different. Whether she knew the cab driver or not doesn't change the fact that she went and killed these people. And you saying she was defending herself, that's not self-defense. Her life wasn't in no danger. She went and attacked and killed.
Her life was in danger. Her apartment was breaking into.
Can you mute yourself?
Her apartment was breaking into, man. I'm just letting you know. Her apartment was breaking into. Her safe was breaking into. Her documents were taken from her safe. She wasn't comfortable at all, man. Come on, you can't push somebody to the wall and don't expect her to react. Come on, man.
Can you prove all that happened?
Thank you. Let's hear Proud Somali too. Proud Somali, welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Proud Somali, what do you think about all this and what Jude is talking about? Like, what do you want to add to this?
I don't agree with him. You don't have to kill someone. You are in America. There's a justice system. You can report him. You can do so many things, but you can't just simply resort to killing someone because they did something bad to you. And I just want to point out something here. I think there is some kind of double standards here. When an African, especially a Somali person, does something good, he's a black person. You see the media, social media, they're saying this black kid or this black man or girl, this is something good. But whatever is Somali, that's something bad. He kills someone or he robs a bank or he does some bad shit. He's all of a sudden a Somali, and you guys adopt his blackness. You are coming here saying Somali is black or no, because we did something bad. But when you do some good stuff, all of a sudden we are black. So I think this comes some kind of double standards here. This lady is Cameroonian because she did something bad. But if she had saved someone or did something good, then you will be saying a black Proud Somali.
Exactly my point.
Proud Somali, if you look at it, right? Okay, fine. Maybe some might report it that way, but over here at the Afridamus report, right? You can go. The evidence speaks for itself. Just like Mimi said, there's a Gambian kid. He was, I don't know why we even calling him Gambian. He's never been to Gambia. He was born and raised in the Bronx, New York. That's where he was born and raised. He killed his mom.
Okay.
He's never stepped foot in Gambia. He doesn't know the place. But the news is reported as Gambian. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's reported
in fact,
as.
It's not a Gambian. In America, if you are born in America,
Right, but this woman though, she is Cameroonian. She was manufactured in Cameroon. She came here. You can hear the accent. So for me, I'm just blown. I'm just blown why Jude wants to take her citizenship. That's all. Go ahead.
No, I'm just pointing out the fact that it doesn't matter where she's from, Cameroon or Somalia or Kenya or Ghana. If she does something good, then she's black person. But when
No,
she
but
does something bad,
like Jem Jewel just said, she's right. She said she would be called Cameroonian because she still has an accent. So people would ask her where she's from. She's absolutely right. So the fact is, the woman, she's a Cameroonian. That's it. I don't know why,
Yeah.
we are even arguing about this.
No, I'm saying it doesn't matter what kind of accent she has. If she does something good, then she's black person. If she does something bad, then she's Cameroonian. That's the fact. That's a fact.
Well,
You
well,
can't even
well,
deny
well.
that.
We don't know
We have
that.
seen that so many times. We have
Well,
seen that so many times.
well,
We do
but
know. We do know.
but that's not the case here, right?
For example, I can just give you a very recent
No,
example.
but what I'm saying,
Again,
but that's not the case here. This is a different case.
okay, I agree with you.
Her case is
Yeah,
different from
I
the
agree
other
with you.
case, right? Because,
I
like,
think
for
what she did.
instance, like people would say,
I think it
"Oh,
was
okay." It's like if
okay.
someone has bad interaction with police, one policeman, you cannot go and say, that's every police. Like that would be irrational thinking. So this woman, for instance, in my reports here, if at all, I have a pattern when I give the Jezebel title, I don't point out where this Jezebel is from, then somebody might try to say, "Oh, Afridamus, you're picking and choosing. Why are you putting emphasis on her being a Cameroonian Jezebel when those other Jezebels you didn't point out where they are from?" Then I can be like, "All right, you got a point." But that's not the situation here. I
I
called it
agree
for
with
what
you.
it is exactly.
I think you can
Afrodamus,
see
that
you can
real
point out
Stella
the facts
Stella
that
says something. She got a point. I think she said if there was a burglary at her home, she should have called cops before. For
Right.
work, she should have got
Exactly.
a lawyer. Like, if they like somebody rob your home, call the cops. Don't wait and go kill somebody and think that they're suspicious because somebody robbed your home. And I don't think those people robbed her home in the first place. I don't even think they would do that. Even though that guy was like idiot, like I said, but I don't think she would. I mean, he would even know where the lady stays. So
Look,
that's just
even that's
crap for
that's
me.
that's 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 silly. If these
That is
people
so
have a
silly.
lot, they have a lot more to lose. They have a lot more to lose than you know trying to infuse themselves into this woman's issue. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know exactly what took place, but from what she explained and her reasoning, I think she's being irrational. Yes,
That's why I
this
told you
guy
I
might
never
be an
even look into
asshole.
her.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
guy you described, sure, he might have been an asshole. I don't dispute that. But you cannot allow other people to dictate your behavior, how you are
Exactly.
going to react. The moment you allow that, you know, you do things like this. That's why when what's his name, the guy that came here, Jude, having issue with me with my title. Have you guys noticed, even in my previous shows, even before, when the Nigerians, some of them used to get mad at me, instead of addressing the case, they would talk about my title, like, "Oh, Afridamus, why you put this title?" And it's funny, MS Delta literally did a super chat in this very show saying some of them would be upset. And he is not wrong. Because Jude hasn't said, didn't come here to talk about the case. In fact, I think he wants to defend her, but he's like, you know, teetering the line. Okay, fine. He said this woman's life was in danger. Her life was not in danger. If he wants to make that argument, we can talk about that as well. But people, if your Jezebels from your countries or from your neighborhoods do things, do not be upset at me for reporting it.
Sorry, Afrodamus. That's the kind of excuse they make. These cops, these American cops, when they kill a black man or a black person, They say we were scared of our lives, you know. So I think we can just use that kind of excuse. We can say she was at risk or this and that. But in fact, she wasn't. She wasn't. We know, but we have to make this kind of excuses, you know, because they do make. So we can use the same,
Yeah,
the
but
same logic. And
how
I think
often, how common do you think it is for a white
it's so common.
officer to kill a black person? How do you think that's common in America?
Yes,
How common do you think that is?
it's so common. You know, I live in I live in Sweden. You know, but you know, I don't. It's just more common
No,
when a
that's
black
not
person killing
true.
a white
You
person.
see,
You know,
no,
Not
that's what
police
I'm
not true
saying.
at all.
Can we
That's
stick
not,
on the
sir,
topic?
sir. I don't want to get off the topic, but that's not even close to the truth. So that's what I'm saying. People, it's like you can blow things out of proportion, and the reason why they would when they show that on TV and people lose their mind is because it's not common. Things that are not common, when they show it to you, people lose their mind. That's why they show you, but it's not that common.
but the thing
It
is,
doesn't it doesn't
the
it,
thing
it's
is
not
that
it's not it's not
that
common just because, like, for instance, just because you see things, the same things in different channels, doesn't mean it's that common. More, I don't even
the
want to
thing
get
is,
in that topic, but I would bring that again. Let's allow Jude, since he's from Cameroon, let's allow Jude to um, give his 2 cents. Jude, go ahead. So Jude, you were
Oh
saying
yes,
she had to save her life, right?
yep.
And can you explain to us, in what way, the day that she went and killed these people, explain to us how her life was in danger.
I mean, you people are saying that she didn't call the cops when they break into her apartment. That lady did a lot of he did a lot of calling. When she came home and her apartment was broken into, she called the cops. The cops came over to our apartment, took the fingerprint from the safe that was broken into,
And
and they
you
did
know this,
everything.
and you know this
That's
how
that's what that's what it says on the on the file online. They
we
came and
but
dusted.
we
When she
watch
when
we what you
didn't you
just
watch?
watch the video. We watch the
Yeah,
video here,
the video
and
that
the
she was
cop.
talking to the police officer.
Yeah, the police officer. We all heard what the police officer said.
But does the fingerprint match with the people that she shoot? Does it
Right.
match with them?
That's where the question comes from, because they never did another investigation. The fingerprint probably matched, but they canceled. They canceled they canceled it. So they didn't tell her what is
But
wrong and what is not wrong. So they keep
Jude, you
sending
don't
her to
know that.
somebody
it's
else.
hard for me to believe that because I wouldn't think that person will go to that lady's house and rob it. I'm not saying nobody break to to her house, but I don't think it's the people that she killed. I
Right, we
think
don't
she
know
have
because
her
they
own
even have
issue.
cameras at the apartment. So they have to come up with cameras and they're
Look,
gonna check.
Jude,
So those are the
Jude,
things that they have to
Jude,
find.
Jude. The police said they could not find any footage, you know, showing someone going in as she claimed. They didn't find no fingerprint of these people. So, what information do you have that the police who investigated this, did not
Man,
have?
I can't disclose too much information, man. The
Didn't you say
crime is
it's
still under
online? But
the
didn't you
crime
say
is
you mentioned
right on
online,
the
right?
video. Didn't you pull the video
Wait,
online as well?
wait, hold on. You said it's online. So if it
Right.
is online, okay, if it's online, then I see no reason why we can't talk about it. Because
It's
here's my
online,
thing.
and
Wait,
I also
here's
get
my thing.
information from fellow citizens from
Okay,
Cameroon,
okay.
from what I'm getting.
Send the link.
Here's my thing. Send the link. Oh, because I have done my investigation before this show. I've been investigating this. Thinks this woman herself posted, not like hearsay, the things she posted herself. That's what I'm going by. Videos, what she wrote, like that's what I'm going by. So
Right.
unless you want to tell us that you know more than her and the police, whatever
I
you
don't know.
know,
I don't know
we're
more than
open
her
to
or the
hearing.
police. What I'm saying
Okay,
is, what
then
I'm
what are
saying
you
is,
saying? What are you
what I'm
saying?
saying, what I'm saying is, there are people in the community that know her, and they are talking about the case like
What community? Which community?
Cameroonians.
Oh, so
That's
she's
what
a
I'm saying.
Cameroon. So she's a Cameroonian.
Man, she's
Yeah.
black. She's American, but because people know her, she's black.
You know
She's
what?
American.
You know what, Jude? You know what, Jude?
What are you
You
talking
know what,
about?
Jude? I agree with FBA now. I agree with them on this. Sam Sills, he spelled it out. The FBA, they have a point in some of these things. I have even, analyzed their video, and some of them would say Afridamus bashed us. But literally the things they're pointing out, you are saying it here. You
But
just
I
said,
want to
wait,
ask
you
you a
said,
question.
wait, you said the Cameroonian community, but
Right.
then
The,
you
pe- the
flip and said black. What are you trying to do here, sir?
but who ain't you
Be
black?
consistent.
Eh, Who's black? Everybody
Look,
looks black
Jude,
unless you African American is different
Jude,
from Africans, but you
Jude,
are black
Jude,
no matter what.
Jude, Jude. If that woman, her picture, if they report it, they just report her as black. Nobody's gonna know she's African. Her skin is fair, just like most black Americans.
What you mean
Okay.
most black? Every person looks black. If you're dark
Oh,
skin, you're
Jesus.
black.
Look, that woman, that
Jude is
woman,
trolling you now.
Jude, Jude, this is not your way of cleaning. This has nothing to do with the entire country of Cameroon. It just so happened you guys produced this Jezebel. Just accept her.
No, what I'm saying is, man, you have to be straightforward when you analyze cases. You don't because you don't divert a case from where it is from to another location just because he's black. Talk on the case. Don't talk from the location he came from. That's what they call diversification. You take the case from one location and send it somewhere, and you want
So,
people to send their attention
Jude,
to where it doesn't matter. The matter
Jude,
is the crime was committed in Atlanta, and
Jude,
that's what you have to talk on. And she's black,
Jude.
and
Besides
she's
my
American
title,
citizen.
wait, hold on. Besides my title, is the topic, is the emphasis on where she's from or what she did?
Yeah,
Am
your
I,
topic shows that where she's from, a Cameroonian. That's very specific.
is she from Cameroon?
She's an American citizen. That's what goes
No.
first.
Okay. No, I didn't ask her citizenship.
No,
Where is she
Cameroonian
from?
come
Where is
first
she
before
from?
American
Where
citizenship.
where is she from?
No,
That
no.
citizenship
The
Hold on,
Cameroonian
no,
has
come first.
hold
a
on. Let him answer. Hold on,
No,
guys. Let him
American
answer.
citizen come first
Hold
before where
on.
you come from.
Hold on. Let him answer. Jude, fine. She's American citizen, right? What is her place of birth? Where is she from?
Uh, that's an unknown question, and that's what really
No,
don't matter.
I'm just asking.
But that's
Look,
what
look. I'm
that's what
just
I'm telling.
asking. Jude.
Why?
I'm
Why?
just
Alfredamus, she
asking.
lost her
Hold on,
citizenship
Mimi.
now.
Mi-
She
It's
is
Mimi,
it's
just a
wait.
unknown.
Cameroonian.
Mimi,
Yes,
Mimi, wait. Mimi, wait.
she
Wait.
wasn't born here.
We want Jude to answer. Jude, what is her place of birth?
But that is what doesn't matter in a
No,
situation that
okay, no,
happened. That's what I'm saying.
I want to know me, Afridamus here, because I don't like to give false reports. Where was she
So I
born?
know many. Okay, let me ask you a question. I know
No, no,
many
no,
American
no, no, no,
citizens.
no. Hold on. No, do not answer a question with a question.
All right, let me answer you.
Where is she?
I
Where?
know many American
No, no, no,
citizens
no,
born
no,
in
no.
Baghdad,
Look,
born in a military front in
Okay,
Baghdad,
Jude,
but they're
Jude,
United States citizens.
Jude,
So does it mean they are from Iraq
Jude,
just because they were born in Iraq? No.
Jude,
Can I say
Jude.
this before I
Oh,
forget
no,
about
hold on,
it?
Mimi, hold on. Jude, if you want me to take you serious and be able to have a conversation, you have to answer my questions. You can't keep deflecting. That's not cool.
That's pure
Right.
I
deflection.
mean, hey, stand on your ground, answer the question. You said she came to the community, which is Cameroonian community. And I'm asking you a question. Just answer my question. Where was she from? Where is she from? Where was she born?
Bro, okay. Now she was born in Cameroon. But
All
another
right.
thing is that
No.
doesn't matter
Okay,
when it
wait. Fine, you've answered.
when it comes to
Jude,
what happened.
Jude,
Because you are
Jude,
diverting what
Jude,
happened to where
Jude,
she came from. And that doesn't look good at all.
Jude. Was her parents Americans and she happened to be
We don't have
born?
no idea. Maybe her parents studied in the United States. We don't have no idea. Is Obama an American citizen? Obama was born. Is
Here
he
we go.
American?
Here we
His
go.
father was from
Okay,
Africa.
you know what, Jude, fine. You are not here for real conversation. Mimi, go ahead.
Like I said,
Come on,
Jude,
man.
do you
Go
know
ahead,
that
man.
her
Go ahead.
American citizenship is like taken from her now, as we speak, after she
Could
served?
Obama's citizenship be taken from Obama?
Obama was born and raised in America.
But her parents wasn't American.
This lady was not
Are
born
you
and
saying,
raised in America.
Jude?
After
Are you
she
saying
served,
this
which
woman
is
was
gonna be
born
a
in
long
America like
time,
Obama?
she's going to be deported to
No,
Cameroon.
but she said there was a Gambian boy that was born in the United States and they call her Gambian. And the same time, why would you call her Gambian and don't call Obama a Kenyan?
Because the mom and dad is Gambian, so that's what they want to title him.
But Obama's father was Kenyan as well, but he was born here.
You know what? What I'm trying to tell you is, as we speak right now, after this lady served, which is gonna be a long time.
But what I'm trying to say is once you do something good, they consider you as an American citizen. Once you do something bad, they consider you African.
Listen, that Gambian boy is not going to be deported back to Gambia because he was born here. That's the difference.
Right. So you don't have to call her Gambian because he's an American.
He's American, but the parents are Gambian, and that's what they said. The mom,
wasn't Obama parents? Wasn't Obama father Kenyan?
Okay. Now I'm not talking about that boy. I'm talking about the Cameroonian lady. As we speak right now, that passport is taken from her. The only thing she left is her Cameroonian passport. That's the only thing that they can.
She doesn't have a Cameroonian passport because
once she's done serving, because her documents here, place of birth is Cameroon. Once she's done serving, they will contact Cameroonian embassy so that they can take her back.
No, me and you are not sure of that because I know people that have committed crimes than her and they have stayed.
America, you commit a crime and they give you that passport, they will snatch it from you.
No, sometimes they don't. Sometimes that's what you think, but sometimes they don't. That's
it depends. But now
you are not saying
Hey, Jude. A standard practice is if you get naturalized and you commit a crime, you will do the time, and then after you do the time, you will be deported. Your citizenship is a contract. Even born American citizens. Yes, it is. Even born American citizens, your citizenship is a contract. Of course, you were born and raised in the country, so you're really not going to go anywhere. Yes, this is how it happens a lot of times. Ask immigrants who have been deported. Ask immigrants who have been deported, who gone to jail, then had their citizenship revoked, and then sent back to the country of their origin. Ask them, and they will tell you exactly what I'm just telling you right now.
And I can just quote another problem that happened.
You're moving the goalpost too many times. And Aphrodite is trying to get you to answer a simple question. Mimi is trying to talk to you with sense, and you keep moving the post. And you're not going to move that goalpost with me. I was born and raised here. I brought up the story about the Kenyans. I brought up the story about the Kenyans because you're getting too emotional about origin. I am a born American. I'm married to a Kenyan. I have no problem calling out a Kenyan if they commit a crime in America or in Kenya, as well as an American. You're not going to move that goalpost on me.
You didn't have a problem calling Obama a Kenyan, right? You
didn't hear me. I'll go ahead and talk about Obama right now. He was born here.
Jude, first of all, you're comparing this woman to Obama. This woman is no Obama.
I didn't say Obama.
Why you even
the Gambian born to Obama? Because the Gambian born was born here.
Look, we get that, but again, I'm just saying the fact of the matter. Even if we say he's Gambian, we know he's American, but he's also Gambian. The reason why we gave you that example to show that that guy was born here, and they said
Right.
that much
Obama was
more.
born
Wait,
here, but they didn't call him a Kenyan. They called him an American.
okay, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish on this, okay? Sam Seals, thank you for the super chat. He said, you West Africans, you see now, Sam Seals is saying all of West Africa have to take this L because you are denying the fact that to accept your own relative here because she didn't invent the 6G. So now Sam Seals have had it. He's like, you know what? All of you, the whole region, just gotta take this L. He said she had a face that on a mother could love. She definitely did not look like us, and she ran out of cake soap. Sam Seals, what's wrong with you, man? Why you gotta go there? But thank you for the super chat. And oh, look at Mamizi. We have Mamizi in the house. Mamizi, hit that link. Come on the show, and this is your night. This is your night here, the Cameroonian Jezebels. This is your night. So, Jude, here's my thing. Jude, do you accept this woman as one of your people or not?
No, because she's American citizen.
Okay, after she served her time, right? If she's still alive, where do you think she would be after they revoke that U.S. citizenship? Would she be getting sent to space?
I have no idea.
Nigeria or Cameroon? Where would she be getting sent to?
She might be sent to Gambia. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, Mamizi said, at least Mamizi is realistic. Mamizi said, I accept her as my people. I
exactly.
respect that. Mamizi does, but you are over here rejecting her.
I'm not rejecting her. I accept her as an American. That's what I'm saying, because she's an American citizen.
But then why did you say she would be getting sent to the Gambia? She's not from Gambia. We don't want her.
Why? Because Cameroon wouldn't accept her because she already denied Cameroon citizenship.
No. She is going back to Cameroon. You cannot deny this.
That's assumptions, and that's not a reality.
Oh no, she is going back.
That's not see when you argue in law, you don't talk about, you don't assume.
Look, Kifaru. You know Kifaru?
I don't know what Kifaru is.
Kifaru is a Cameroonian Pan-Africanist. He said it on a show, on my show right here. He said
it doesn't mean he is right.
Hold on. Oh, okay. So what about Mamizi accepting her? Mamizi is wrong as well. Mamizi
no,
is from
every
Cameroon.
individual got everybody got their own situations that they can handle.
Hold on, but two Cameroonians that I personally have seen, they differ with you on what, and me being from Africa as well, I know for a fact, even though I'm an American citizen, do you think Gambian people see me as an American or Gambian? Which one do you think they see me as?
I see, if you're an American citizen,
No. Gambian people.
I don't know about what Gambian people see you. I don't know about that.
So you think Gambian people see me as American?
Right. If I see you out, I'll go by what you got.
Only the people who don't know me.
Right. I go by what you got. I go by how you present yourself.
Sir, even if you pull the American passport, when they see you as one of them, just like Mamizi is saying here, Mamizi is being honest. At least I like that Mamizi is being honest.
Let me tell you something.
She can come back to Cameroon. They are going to revoke her citizenship. They would send her to Cameroon after she does her time. And Cameroon has no problem taking her back. They are going to drop her in Yaoundé or Douala, one of these places. It is going to happen.
I have no problem. There are so many Cameroonian players that play for NBA, right? And they came here and they weren't born here. But when you go look into their citizenship, they call them American. And even when they play for United States NBA teams, They still call
Like
them
who?
American.
Like who?
Huh?
Like who?
Man, go check, man. There's this
No,
guy that's about
well,
to
you
be.
should know them. You said plenty of them. Name all these plenty Cameroonian NBA players. I know there's Nigerians, but
There's Joel Embiid is a Cameroonian.
okay, and who else?
Pascal Siakam that play for Toronto is a Cameroonian.
But what is it about you Cameroonians that you want to give up your citizenship and play for this outside?
What you mean?
European countries.
Why did you give up your citizenship as a
I
Gambian?
did not. I'm still a Gambian citizen.
But
Gambia,
you have a United States citizen. Why did you take United States citizenship?
I have dual citizenship.
But you didn't have no right to take U.S. citizenship. You're a Gambian.
I have dual citizenship.
It means you sold out your country to take United States citizenship.
No, I did not. Do you know
why
what
did
dual?
you take it in the first place?
Sir, do you know what dual citizenship is?
No, Gambia doesn't accept dual nationality.
Oh, really? Are you serious right now?
But even if they do, why should you take another citizenship?
Wait,
he's not serious, man.
Jude,
Jude, are you crazy?
Jude,
We all
are you
have
telling me?
citizenship.
Are you
You're
telling me
people that
about my own country? Is that
But you
what you're
shouldn't have
doing?
taken a United States citizenship. That's the problem that I have. And you shouldn't be asking someone why they take citizenship in the first place, and you did the same thing.
No, that's not what I said. I told you that I am
so
a Gambian and an American at the same time. My country accepts that. The United States also accepts it.
Right.
So,
but why should you take a United States citizenship?
Because they still allow me to retain my original citizenship.
Why they still allow you? But my question is, why should you take it if you love Gambia so much?
No, because it's advantageous for me.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
It is I answered your question.
So it's not advantageous for the other Cameroonians that take United States citizenship as well.
So, but again, you see where I don't know if you're listening to yourself. So, okay, even if a Cameroonian, you've made my point for me. Even though I'm an American citizen, I'm also a Gambian citizen.
Right,
so
but for
this
Cameroon,
woman,
it's not the same thing.
Hold on. With this woman, you came on, you totally denounced her citizenship of being from Cameroon.
Why? Because Cameroon doesn't accept dual nationality. Once you take another citizenship, the country forget about you.
Hold on. That is not the truth, Jude.
Right. Check it online. Dual nationality is not accepted in Cameroon. Once you take another nationality, you are not part of Cameroon anymore.
Give that to him because he knows his country.
Okay,
that's your country, Jude.
That's your country,
and that's
Jude.
what I'm telling you.
But Jude, when she served her time, when they revoke that American citizen, you see that flag behind me, our country here, they would remove that citizenship and send her back to Douala or Yaoundé.
Man,
that's
you
my
should
whole
have
point.
taken the United States citizenship, man. I'm just peace with you, man.
Jude, why did you accept the U.S. citizenship?
You don't know if I'm a citizen or not. I live in United States.
Why are you in Utah? Why are you in Utah? How did you get there?
Why am I in Utah?
Yeah, you said you live in Utah. So how did you get to Utah? Why are you there?
I live in United States, but
okay, but that's not the question. That's not the question.
Right. I moved here just like Afridemus.
Oh, okay, so you're a U.S. citizen.
Here. Do you know how I moved here?
No, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I don't have to be a United States citizen to live in United States.
So you're an illegal alien.
I don't have to be an illegal to live in United States.
So you're moving the goalpost so you won't answer the question.
So you have a green card.
That's what you could say, but who's an illegal in America? By the way, everybody came from somewhere, right?
Sir, yeah. Jude. Let's just be factual here. You're not serious about this conversation. If you want to be serious, then we would really talk about this, because the fact of the matter is, I get it. You want me to report this as a black Jezebelle. She's not a black Jezebelle.
She's black.
Okay, fine. A black Cameroonian Jezebelle.
She don't have to be a Cameroonian because you are diverted.
Oh. You have no problem with the black label.
She's black American. She is black American because she's an American citizen and she is black.
Jude, I have a question. Well,
Go
why
ahead.
do Cameroonians always do things like that, being so dramatic? I can remember during the George Floyd thing, there was one Cameroonian pop up out of nowhere, like talking about, no, you guys are lying, like confusing people everywhere. I don't know why you guys are so dramatic. Maybe you can
No,
explain.
now you generalize everybody, right?
No, no,
Because
no, no, no,
I've met a lot of people as well that maybe from where you from, and they do the same thing as well.
no. We are known to be so reserved.
Okay, where you from? What country are you from?
I'm from Gambia. We are very reserved.
Oh, you from Gambia?
Yeah.
That's right. She's
Oh,
from the
okay.
smiling coast of the
We are
Somebody,
very
Caribbean.
no, I don't want to
we
talk
are
much.
known to be
I'm
so
on this
reserved.
post, right? I'm on this Afridemos. I don't really want to talk much because I know a lot of stuff from Gambia. Banjul, all those, all those little towns in. So I
Look,
really don't want to talk
look,
much.
look. It's
No,
almost 3 hours. I'm gonna let you
I'm
guys
just
give
asking a
your
question. I'm just
last
asking
statements before we close.
where all this
Jude is
dramatic
not
stuff come
serious.
from.
Mimi, go ahead. Give your last statement, and we'll walk our way because it's almost 3 hours. I don't want to go past 3 hours. So go ahead, Mimi.
Okay, Jude, I was just trolling you, but
No, it's okay.
seriously, with this lady, I
I know
just
what
think
you're talking about. I know her. She was screaming and saying, "Oh,
Let
Black Lives
yeah,
Matter,
yeah,
Black
no, no,
Lives
I'm
let her
done
say
with
it.
that. I'm done with that.
Let her
Oh,
I'm
finish.
okay.
done with that lady. I was just trying to get on your nerves, but that's not even important. I'm not generalizing anybody. I was just trolling you. But I'm talking about this lady that we're talking about. I mean, I understand that she snapped, but that doesn't give her the right to take somebody's life. Like I said, one of the dude that she killed, a friend of mine known him very well. And what they said is he's an asshole. And I can understand where the lady come from. Maybe she snapped and went back and did that, but she could have taken the highway and be like, hey, my life is so precious. I am not gonna go back and take somebody else's life and then go to jail for the rest of my life. Because I don't even know what the other dude did, because she killed two people. One of them was the asshole, the other one, I don't know.
Well,
So
Mimi, thank you.
we all gonna accept the fact that what she did was really crazy. And I'm thinking maybe there's something wrong with her. That's why she did what she did. But it is what it is. I'm just praying for her that she can get her mind back. I mean, all I can do is like pray for her. That's it. I'm done.
Mimi, thank you for your kind words. Thank you. KBM, go ahead.
Yeah, two things. First thing is, even after watching this videos and everything, what we really don't have is a timeline of all the events, like to act, because the timeline will actually tell you a lot more than what we've already seen. The other thing is, unless her job allowed her to telecommute, why does she have company documents in the presence of her own home? That is proprietary information. That is
She wasn't
illegal.
working
You can go to
there. She
prison for it.
wasn't living there at the time.
Right. So I'm going to leave it at that, because that needs to be considered. Because to me, all she's doing is doing a lot of lying throughout the whole process, talking to the police and everything. I don't believe anybody broke into her place, because we don't have any proof that anybody did. That's it.
Thank you, KBM. Thank you. All right, let's get area Mad Dog. Quick few minutes, then we have Jude. Go ahead, area Mad Dog. And where you calling from, area Mad Dog?
I'm calling from Dublin, innit? Well,
Dublin. Oh, this Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
yeah. What I was gonna say to Jude is, I was gonna give him a reassurance. Jude,
Yeah.
you can talk from here to the walls of Jericho for them, bro. He is
Man,
what
why
he
you
is.
change your name, man? I always know you as AL.
Hold on. Hey, Jude, hold on. You know what,
Jude.
Mad Dog. I'm so glad you called in.
Yeah.
Can you please remember where some people were coming here getting upset at my title, the Nigerian titles? Can you please, touch on that in your talk? Go ahead.
No, so you see, I'll be honest with you, I've not listened to the whole show so far. I've listened from start. I've listened bits and bobs so far, like beat by beat, but I can't necessarily tell what you're saying all across the timeline of the show. But if you're saying something about Nigerians, I can't necessarily speak about that because I'm not listening.
No, not on this show. I'm talking about before. You know how like when I do the show about Nigeria, some people go, "Oh, Afridamus, you know, because of your title." Remember, you know, from
Oh
the
no, it's not
past.
about because of the title. Because look, we all know Nigerians are some chasty ass fucks, innit? Like even regardless of if they want to complain about it, whether they complain about Europe and the West and the white man whatsoever being their problems, they themselves are the greater problems of themselves.
Right.
This is a micro it's like a micro speck of the same case. But what I'm gonna say is this, right? Jude, whether you like it or not, that girl is Cameroonian. By the sound of her voice or whatsoever, I don't know if she's Cameroonian or Jamaican whatsoever, but it's like, Jude, you love God, take this hell. You Kifaru, Mamizi, and them, you gotta take this hell, bro. This is your hell, and you're going to take it. And there's not gonna be a V besides this hell. No, there's not gonna be a V besides this hell. So this is not Louis Vuitton. This is not Louis Vuitton and all that. Like what she's done, like I said earlier on in the comments, I do not know how she still affords to get like the privilege of having a big TV screen in front of her face while she has to face the judge. She's go straight into the penitentiary, straight into conciliatory settings and modes, like literally. You don't lose your head this bad because of like minor misunderstandings. I can't even necessarily remember the case, what it is, the reason she committed the crime. Like I said earlier on, Affidavits, I've not necessarily listened to the show the whole time because I've been cooking in it. I've got a week worth of meal to prepare, so I've been cooking. So
what
it's
were
like
you cooking? What were you cooking?
no, just my dream because I'm on a diet. From Monday to Friday, I'm in the gym, so I'm on a diet because I'm trying to like make certain gains and like lose certain gains in other cases. So like it's just rice, chicken, potatoes, and fuck shit like that.
Nice.
Oatmeals as well. I'll measure my oatmeals in the morning. And with that said, I want to advise you lot, yeah. Go out there, hit the gym. Every single one of you on the show. We're not here to fucking demonize anyone, regardless of their socio-political or religious beliefs whatsoever. I know Afridamus hit the gym. You lot go out there, hit the gym.
That's right.
Eat your oatmeal, eat your rice, chicken, and potatoes. There's nothing bad about it at all. Get yourself in the best possible physical shape that you can get. It helps you mentally, it helps you spiritually, it helps you emotionally, and then overall, it helps you psychotropically. And that's psychotropically, I mean your psychology dealing with the rest of your body and the rest of humanity or the facets of humanity. With that said, Jude, you have to hold this hell. You have to hold this hell, bro. She's Cameroonian. She made that mistake. If Cameroon don't want to accept her back after doing her bid, she best not be getting life in jail because that's where she's going to stay. You know what I mean? She's going to stay in jail forever, bro. This is mad. Like you don't take the life of people that bad, like that as much as she's done, just because you felt a certain way about it. Your soft voice in the jail, in the court, is not going to change anything. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. There was the reason I called into the show because KBM was saying something about Jude being questioning Jude about being an illegal immigrant or an alien, whatsoever he said on the show. I wanted to ask KBM a question about that because enough time what I've gone to realize this, right? A lot of these man, when you give them a platform, they tend to like get overwhelmed and they speak over themselves. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to speak to KBM about that, but KBM is not on the platform anymore.
Maybe in tomorrow's show or something. But
yeah,
you know,
where's
Brian,
tomorrow's show again?
Yeah, tomorrow we're having another show. It's gonna be in fact, it's a secret. It's gonna be a follow up on certain topics we've touched on. You know, as far Pan Africanism. You know how religion is blocking Pan Africanism. Some are upset that I touched on this, but you know we'll get on that tomorrow. I don't want to.
And with that said, Afridemus, I'm gonna say this right. Jude, did you want to ask me a question or what?
Yeah, I want to ask you a question, man. You're right. That brother came over and said illegal immigrants. It makes no sense, right? I mean, but at the same time, man, brother, thank you so much for the word. You know, we are all Africans, and be where we at and be where we from and where we were born. I mean, as long as you black, you from the motherland. So I didn't say she did the right thing. I didn't say that. When I came over, I said if you look black, you from the motherland, no matter where you were born. And that's what I keep saying. So just because
I can't go with that. I can't go with that at all.
Right.
That's flawed.
Right. I mean, man, you can argue with me whatever you want, but I didn't come here and say, oh, what she did was right. I came here and said what she did was wrong. And the only thing that I had a problem was just the title. But all the ways, we good, man. And I want to thank you for bringing me into the platform of Demos. And I might come tomorrow for your Pan-Africanism because I'm a Pan-Africanist as well.
Okay.
I wish one day Africa can stand together and say, hey, let's use one currency. Let's use one passport. Let's use one, instead. I mean, the border they can have this border issue. But the problem is if we can be using one currency, one passport, that would be more better. And I wish one day things can change. And instead of us coming over here, we should instead be going back home.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you, Jude. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
Yes,
Mad Dog, thank you for coming too. You wanted to say something?
So that said, I just wanted to say this out in it. You see the problem that most of these people that are going through, because I'm gonna tell Jude before I left that she's a Cameroon and he had a problem with your title whatsoever. Like you said, Nigerians would have a problem with your title.
Yeah.
It doesn't count as at this point in time. It doesn't count, bro.
Right.
She's a Cameroonian and she's a Jezebelle. So together she's a Cameroonian Jezebelle. And our people have to learn to use that common sense before they are feeling. You have to be woefully healthy. You have to use your sense before anything else. Like I said earlier on, the reason I said go into hit the gyms and get your physical self in shape is because it helps you overall in life. You can do every other thing you want to do. You can take whatever path you want to get like a wholesome healthiness whatsoever. When I say wholesome, I just mean psychological healthiness or whatsoever.
Right.
Do it. You know what I mean? Eat right, live right, get in touch with your family and friends. Whatever bad energy you feel within your family and friends, you get rid of it in it. Other than that, like live your life in a healthy fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like don't pay too much to politics that don't concern you. Don't pay too much to entertainment that do not concern you. Get in the gym, wake up in the morning, go have a walk with your dog or cat, whichever animal you got. If you don't, go have a walk with yourself, whether it be rainy, it be snowy, or it be sunny out there. Take a run. If you can't run, just walk, bruv.
So you
know
think
what I mean?
you think this Jezebel should have taken activities like that would have helped her, unwind, because there's too much congestion on her mind.
Yeah, there's so much congestion of like the whole like just basic global social politics on our mind. This is the reason why people fall into set like this. Because look, none of us were born yesterday. I have a life. We've all gone through these pressures in life, these social pressures, and you have to come out of a certain environment and just literally stay to yourself, think to yourself, eat to yourself, do everything you want, and you have to do to like gain a healthy mind again. Don't think too much. Don't play into these things. You know what I'm saying? Like once again, just keep yourself healthy. Do whatever you can to keep yourself healthy. If you keep you physically healthy, mentally, psychologically healthy, emotionally healthy, spiritually healthy, and that is what you need to like scave away from people like this or scave away from behavioral characteristics like this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
none of you
thank
want
you
to
so
be
much.
in the case that is in the position that this woman is today.
Yes.
So therefore, that's the advice we're giving to you today on the Affidemos Reports show and channel. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, Lord. Shout out to you, Affidemos, for having me on.
Thank you.
Shout out
Thank
to the
you.
chat session as well.
Thank you. You are always welcome here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the area mad dog himself, aka Brian. Ogone, as you guys know, he came, he dropped it. Obviously, Jude wanted to deny this woman being a Cameroonian. But at the end of the day, when I point out where the person is from, it doesn't mean we're picking on, that country or using her as a representation for everyone. But we have to also point that out. You see, that's how we're going to help each other. But at the end of the day, I hope that you've learned something from this, not to end up being like the Jezebels. Just so you know, you guys have seen, this is not your first Jezebel story you've seen me do. If you've been following, I have called out FBA Jezebels here. I did not see an FBA person call saying, "Oh, Afridamus, this person is not FBA." They just take the L and they argue from, whatever point of view, but they do not say, "No, this person is not FBA or ADOS." They just accept the L. The Nigerians, the same thing. I talked about a Kenyan Jezebel here. They accepted it. I've talked about some Somalis, but we know how they reacted. But there is plenty of Somalis also who have accepted it. There are many who wrote to me in my email. They're like, "Man, don't listen to the crybaby ones. What you're saying is the truth." So people would always be divided. But this woman, she's a Cameroonian. Follow the story, and I hope if you're going through stuff like this, don't end up like her. Try to, clear your head, take your time. Don't be angry, and also learn to let things go. If you can do that, trust me, you will be safe from all this. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. Make sure you join me for tomorrow's show. It's going to be good. Bring your popcorn, your, biltong if you're from South Africa, or whatever you eat wherever you are. Bring it so you can participate in the Afridamus report as usual. Until next time, I will see you guys. Share and like it.